Se wo hyebre no akasema no aduonum yensa na no so aba ya Adom 106.3 Dwaso Nsem dwumadie so nie edia mejeso ene abena pokoa wenie mejidi sa wo ho ye menso be ho ye pa na anopa bia sana ye besase no ye na ye ginimudie efa apomuden ho nti na no pai enkomo a ye die no eye Pinnacle Life Insurance endpoint to be perfect clinic and na promosido yam vita yomodia ba wo na ebochi dom ye ka endpoint a ayarsenyi na efi ade bia ya adano so kwankro no endpoint etuase na negisam ne say ene ya so kwa endpoint a ye free screening edema prostate kidney and na female fertility wo mo ayesa free screening no edema ho enti ya ma onan enyentintia ewo ho na edanchen so a so hon ma no akoma ebo kim ebo ntentem ya na eyesinto wo edra na dwa wo bia de hin krom wo da enna wani twa so saa na ade ate ho eyetipayen so na wo so a ekonaba endpoint to be perfect clinic ebebo wo to say ade ni nyina ase 0244 867068 and 0274 234321 when endpoint any enkomo yade na ada no so kwankoro betu ase wonam homeopathy kwan so na esa yade na promasido yan vita de bia meka sabatan de babedidi ya nyine ye na nyina ye fa na woso ma na duane pa abosumi nsia ede kono na woso de yan vita ema akwada no ye wodan hodo ye wo hwiti nko a ye wo mo ye wo abro ene hwita eno so no yaye nti kodwom na woto a aya to ne fafra so hu ento no say mo nko a akwada ebedi ye mo nko a bebo so me wa haba ne biema onni ebeyi no nti ya no wadandam ama akwada no batem bia wo so nya bi ewo fie na akwada no edidi ye FDA ajisanka toy atum ye kan yan vita was a delicious way to grow aduane no ede ahodin wo mu odinyine kama na Pinnacle Life Insurance eba no insurance a ema ye dachi aye secured na ye dachi sika sem so agina yi na eye Pinnacle Life Insurance policies ahodo na ye wo ntuba ne ya hyehyehye mu ne ye de niam totum ne ye ho de wo pe na ye de ama ho me yo ho free fa ho be hyem insurance de eno any Pinnacle Life 0501 451400 0501 451400 Pinnacle Life Insurance more for your smile na watchi mu nyina no koma ya hyase edie eye yani general tips de wo se hunu efa wani ho de ne wo se wo ye de ne se wo ye ne kwan abefa so abo wani ho ban eno na ya hyase edi enkoma enne ye to so yene Dr. Rahel Kusi Akosa oye optometrist Frederick Optical and Eye Care eho na odine dwuma na oboa yen ama yesuade enne eye da etoso enan iti ye hye eba no computers na wote ho mobile phones na wumia ani kania na eso digital gadgets ni nyina no de na wose ye tips be na wose hunu ansan ye kitakita sane ma no a ema yesinto ewo ye ni doka no pay martin
Sisa apna prokria hini anope meje oso.
Afisia panso.
I think a year by this time nation I am more Adom FM na minshamu.
Amen. Yemo enkomo na fe yenhwe general eye care tips. And yasase fiti Jordano. Eti obabomodia my summary fiti Jordan be see no ko da de na yesua. Ye wi na fe ye de 4 e de na to so.
Yo. Sisa bna me da fibio na me sha se na me ka se de bia me ye no meto enkra who ama the Ghana Optometric Association for doctors for nyina optometrists for the pay me chiamo sisa bna from Monday ya kasa about general eye care tips ya kasa about eye pressure me say eye pressure no eye ade very important I want to obia check it. Now the NTN said nipa normal eye pressure no between 10 to 21. And until say pressure no cause bebre a eku anini nti no. Ye can say etimi check na se hu a glaucoma pressure na glaucoma no. Yetimi won ntem extra no because ye hu sa pressure no was try treat no enku nti no tibifa glaucoma no kran emma ana se ho kra e boa me yetimi manage kama aha nti no ye kan se afimu ana last year one check eye pressure ma wa dwen cost na check ye can be say eye scans very important na de ntia ne se eboa ma yetimi hu nyama bebere koso wani na chi no won so bi wo ho aye ka sei da bi okọ check up onye scans da eye scans ye mfuni na twa wani na chi eye eboa me hu se oh sade wani ne kra problem we wontin ho etian so anu sei ma se yanya eye scans na diabetes for kra ni ade no yetimi hu de koso wani na chi ni ye etia kan se eye scans so boam ye hu a lot of conditions are ekoso wani na chi no then why you deviate with allergies you can set tips in avoiding allergies no only pe bia with allergies you can allergies are enyama enyama wani no ebi se dia ewia mframa futro aduane bi kra ne ade no aha it you can say in avoiding allergies no first of all hu adria wani no empe secondly any posa wo don say ka wani bebre no all the allergies no and allergic factors no ebeka wani ntia no so yentan fe yentan ko yani and a frequent watching of face ukwa bontemba uko futrumba ana obakra kodi agoba ta fa nso hodanim and ye di wie hose akra ni ka no anase panyin no ontan ru nanim I mean dan with them onye ho need or avoid the dusty environment the pillowcase nempa I was the bed sheet ye touching in the base abna sana na watching ye dika kanu na ye boda room ye see a more health aid tips for the eye general care so with this one I fear that ye nim no within sabna ebe kama me da say
ne na yenso ye da say e wo ho en na ye de to so ennan na de ye hye ye phones computers digital gadgets ahodo ni nyina no tips ben ena wo se ye hunu ya yen strain ye ni yen fi ye ni enya sinto e wo chinti no chechemu ma yen digital eye strain eno ye den
yo sab na be da say won say ye kan no ye kan digital eye strainer nyame adom ena abafunti enema adwuma ye ne ade nyina easy maye na de ewo pa ne se the more with computer ho with laptop ho with touchpad ani sa nyama no ho no the more na o fosani no the more na o strani wani no na bendie ade a make my experience bebre I patients no time make kan sa no a conditioner the more nipa use anyama no the more na force wani enchechemu pa ne say nipa se wo use anyama wo ya wani no ommo no bebre me fa say normal person no within a minute but wani no be 15 to 20 times but pen to draw use our computer ne my phone ni ade no on time wani no na ni nyina ka bo the more wo use no the more na wani no ebe ha no ye kase bimpa who is a trick nisabna obia betini a tricks because nipan the ma o yusu sanya mano the frequency no very 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 important ma hu nkura ne mpanyifu a don beba no na omwani pa ma sign che se ene ma che se sani pa we dia computer na e koso sanya mano na ya dia eha etna na watwi me yesi ye kan wasem na wo dia so botom san afimu nyina no sem yesi ya mani no digital device die make ma hwe me yi e wo hu isabasi
na afei ma yehwe ensenchene ben na ededi ma uhunu se digital eye strain na ye ka ho asem yi no wo ye anya bi anasa wo benben ho edie ni die na ye hu na wo se etwen adwen ko ho
idasi first of all no sani pasisi a wutie no Adom FM no pay na one we obi a pa wo tell you so be for near me computer either say what answer wo battle use and say wo tell you tablet laptops ni ade na ma wa dwen koso ebia wo use we enche you fit be dry eyes and a dry eye syndrome obi boss many so nyina am dry ayesa awo a time was hard science na kai mu say so one so anu a ebe ko so digital eye strain because asase ebo nkaye with the dry ice no ana say sab na obi won possibly with burning sensation eye word e dey ma wani na se so hyehyw ase me kwa guso uyu so sa woni ama we nyina bia laptop ni phone ni ade na enche na wani so hyehyw a manen kan wo obi wo kra wo ase me ni kwa me hwa de kakra e wo phone so enche na ase me ni no ne ma tu abom bless sight ana eye fatigue eni na kasa kra ni sabna abre na imagine say nipa wani a wo de hwa ade na wo use mobile phone wo de ama wo ba enkwai de mobile phone ma omo a ya adwe enkoso no bebe na say wo mani na mahun kwani bi po why say be excessive blinking with me put any better 1,000 times in a minute just say start phone with me man kwani to me and it me stress and I say strain that to the sense say obon ani no saa and it ye kan here yi mo yasimi afi mu no and then na wasa wo yama wo baketwa and I say one kasa because the one mo ni anko ho one sha na wo de odo and a top phone ma wo ba a top game ma wo ba na wo mawie na wo de problem abre one kasa wo ba so you go to start making say dry eyes me ba burning sensation ya de nyina no signs and symptoms take me ba research will tell you say me di wie no signs and symptoms no akrampa will tell you so sa mobile phone be bebre na sa electronic digital device you know omutimi na myopia so omo ankara timi de omo ne bon se be time bi no ade wa che kwa sa kwa ohun yi enam excessive usage of sa digital devices in this have not say an important topic also pagi dia tie ya fa mo ya man because omuni ya daachi wani aya okania enti o se ebo ho ban ida sia no pay
okay na yedi wie no de nkomo yedi ni nyina no obi beka se bibi ho yetumi ye na yedi si kwan na yedi boye ye ni no ho ban ebi yedi enti no first aid tips a ebeboa na digital eye strainer ye ka ho asem yi ye be avoid
yo this have na me dance number 1 health aid tip am de be man say nipa bia e ka the natural rule no we your computer be 20 minutes and as we your phone and as anything digital take it back 5 minutes bi na fa sha de e wachi I mean just look far e boa ma woni ya relax na wa blink wa bo ni kakra so aka ho na ke say ama woni ni nyina ye kama na afa man so aho so nyina kama ati strain so ama say obampo use sa phone ni ade no 30 minutes dia shara di phone no oh kwa sense so drame what should that money because o person o make akra eno no ma akra no na nyi emre continuous ati sa ni man so kakra so maye ana say uyo bibia banker uyo secretary bi o task computers na de ne ho a eno de ye wa protection sayedema se bia glasses protective glasses blue ray blue protective anti-reflective this abna ye kano ninyi na ye space mo task ho a ye adwuma oye no ye timi de ma wo mo a eboa ani no se de be ya obey wadwuma wie no enkofa o how bia ma me hu bankers be bra mo ye adwuma pension time no o money no anya problem because o ma mo wani ho ban entin chechiro we no ye kire ne say ye mo ni ho ban enne na ochina ye nyamfaso ochina ye mfa pension pay enhwe ni da bi etime bono to fund sabna me da se na meka no
ene na anopai dia waboa yen ehina ye hwehwe wachi akwan ye be hu no wo na bi nso a na nkomo ni bi wa chire ye obi be so ofre na one wo edi nkomo fa number no so kan
yo me da se Adom Nsem anopai ye fa me Dr. Rachel Kusi Akosa me wo Frederick Optical and Eye Care obi hu ye wo dome Coca-Cola Care na so dome pe atu kwan no so kwasi opon Care na so ye wo ho ana say dome new station washing bay hwa dome do new station hwa commercial bank in chen hwa washing bay ho e na ye wo obetima fa me number yi so wani hu komo bia de betimi abo 0244 982821 0244 982821 this abna anapay me da say Adom FM thank you
Meso meda se Dr. Rachel Kusi Akonsa ena wotene nka no na kaise nyabo chena so yebetwa so ani de eye wo bibia eye me bibia nti se ye kani ho asema ye wasa wo gibre na utie na wodi ye adwuma wate ne boani ne ho ban bibia so bia na nkomo yi wantie ne ntem ena ma ne omaje nsemo akọ Dr. Nchen na omomwa o wodi number 2 jo asanso ma location hwehwe machira kwan na Pinnacle Life Insurance so ye kan ni ho asem na ye to na mo akodi ho dwuma na ye hwani no na wo se ye dache no so ye ho dwuma eno ti na Pinnacle Life Insurance e wo hodema ho ne policies a wode ye dwuma no eye kama ena ehihye no so emu ye enye insurance bia na ma safety no ema security no eno ti anopai me kan for che say to so Pinnacle Life Insurance na wo dache no enye se de tie ne da ensakaye ebeba for 0501451400 0501451400 na woni omo eni enkobo Pinnacle Life Insurance more for your smile Janvita a delicious way to grow. We ye batain, obano obedidi, yes, exclusive breastfeeding. It's nature sabosumi siano, enufon kwa, or sasia didia, a young vita, and I was a would introduce up aquadano, aquadidium. The entire make for young vita che on the payno, and they say, and yanimwa who dear woman, no, a ye more, aquadani bedidi, or by ye kama, or by ye, the non pebo by ye day, nini no. Ebe ye fe eye yan vita ya dandam ye woni variant be bre wo honomo iti oto anu wadanda mama akwada no na wadidi ye baten kanokre woni je ne se oba no ebe didi ye na aduane no so wodi ne ye dia hodin ewom FDA agi promasidofo yan vita yi atum o se a delicious way to grow na Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. Na Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic de ba yade say yade bi wo so na so de atia wanya no odro Endpoint etwen wo se brobetu yade na se ama ho na anije sema wom ne se onam homeopathy kwan so na eyesa dwuma yi na esa yade enti no hwesa abibia wo be ma sanyema we so akokokokoyie na wo ma wo nan aye entientia 0244867068 and 0274234321 when the Endpoint any enkomo wo hon ma ti wo se wo hona munti etumi soria no wada wo soria no wada ko Endpoint ba me wo hon so a na honam hyehye ye tu ye tititi ye ti ukrompa wonte ya wo enye science papa ko Endpoint oni Dr. Adubuaten eni komo the end to chronic disease there na waso do any HM our Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic.
Adom FM. Make you know use me play, cause if you move to another, you get them plenty for yonder. Now anything I want I do under. From a girl to London, that's how them a shake it, yeah, bam bam bam. Getting the moon me go down, I'm a pena. I got the color, follow you go my baby. You can see say I don't know what I am doing again. You don't scatter my head, oh emergency. Made them call emergency. And when you whine in a madness, make me want spend, oh my God. Adom FM 106.3. Hey, tough.
To wait and cancel Jules wa wutie said ye konatum say ye de beginum pa Easter say nya de ketwa ye fofo kra Satawale e dia bosi Jules sharedem no na wa ekeka bom na hye said asane be ko enti no first play Adom 106.3 Satawale 2025 osi Jules me patcho bomodia na streaming e wo online platforms ni nyina say the digitalization to babia bora ho Jules wo ho ye de bedia sa
You don't scatter my head, Her Majesty.
A fire do no a naposo na say ampofo J why crado mampo this year to say mampo for omuri nana
Toma Toma
Ekase say
Yami Adom Toma me hoye
oh just say it's a over
so mo friend ahwene na me so me friend Toma nti
ba se sie de oni ahwene na ekasa no Toma odwom
Toma wa
I don't say
Toma to tokro dem wa
when you go Facebook am account ni me no page back na no my account na no kwesi manfo ya na me na say o se di ni nyina ya penti ese na confuse nti yemfa bibi nka ho ye check ya na che say
Toma na to de Toma na so
say ayo o de asoso
ntimi nya ahwene mi no
oh na bet na bra ah be me
oh yes sure
chi be me odo kwabna the boy nana it's saying
oh nyame adom me ho ye me hu za na mani age
oh wow
se nyankopon hye da bon oh se na tie wo hu tino
nana de che ho da roma
oh inspiration
nana che wo do promotion no so afi we de na ye shock your dog
yeah
nti ye de ba na nana so wonne nti se ye fan se wa ye audio na wo de ba odo ho nyum be pa na nka beto
odo ho nyum de ye anope de exams pa na be mi o
nana
odo ho nyum bebre
di obetu bia
bebre
nti fan se wo to mama mpoko a ai
ana mama nko to manu fie
no da be to ya because they say here ya to radio so suck your door ai nana why ni una beto
ene ka meto eyi yamo anwume nyina ti se mi nua be ya se wa goto anka nye ni se ye bre
ya nana to aso na wa
eye wo twimi mu eyi nyina meto ma huma no
beto ma huma no it's na they was say atie for ye ne se wo be send video na se audio na waka de ntia e wo se wukunu so atiase ye celebrating no 14 February na me ma CJ freestyle bi se be point djuma adan ya wiam nim se be kofie mesi o meni di o na beko na ya bo ampesie na ya twi kontomra mako papa bi dia mo itse twim so nim dia mepe dia mo itse twim ne dia mo kokko izo mi
as a open dry ne ma dry
ya dia guso oh eti wa ukikasa ne na so ni moduane no pa memo ni moduane no ade we say celebrate mo pa to say we have a special project eti I don't know to dey also ya say udi video no ebeba 0531 003 813 0531 003 813 na watso wi atonyom no forget your voice no what I say we no a freestyle
nya mentor na nya soma de obetumi
a voice bi akita bia no de hia ne sanyom no ayodro honyom e da wakoma so na e communicate and when you hear na nanim centuries ni bia ba
oh sir Andra me TV na it be very interesting obu an ne nya kra ba uzi odashe ma ntino orogum nyagro oh yes
but me dey be
very interesting na so o de ba so oboni pa auto ma no na
o say so oboni da bi bebo ni din se bia na sample for J
okay
na waya mama mpoku a so atiase na wakane mama mpoku aya mana se ni ji mama mpoku a ho a esefa ka se ye be celebrate no
ana we edit
da bi dan ka be so ka de
wo kan yema wo yem wani ji no na me so kan bibia
bibia but say bibia but what I say now the about to sell a Valentine's Day shock your door and ye de bro ye best shock you do no ama udo na ni age that then the minim say after surprise no nana odo ne be more na Ghana is commission ya UNFPA wom ne ma come to abom ebo ye ti dom and na you fresh drinks or say drink better live better and one any shock your door promotion no for entries ni bra ye twen wona
ababa fefe bi wo Ecobank
Ghana okay
Ecobank ya odewa ose otie
ni di no
odewa
wo kire odewa oh wow
yeah
edin odewa
ni di ankasa no
like bia said ye bia obi kwesi di shadraki Kofi December
ne prof din de minim ne prof din de
odewa
yeah se otie ya no pay yeah
Ravi it man say no Ophelia odewa
o patience no ani nye ho
Ophelia odewa
because o patience no ani nye ho me Benjamin me ni problem ada na patience na ya na de tete
me anya se be de tete o na de to aso
PT patience Thomas but Thursday na be who say Thursday no they are na esi dead those times no
it is reality
ati akofom kakra but ye be sa pija
na ntenkofo
is na ye ni ntia
e ka ho I ti say first say ne nka uso na bronya beba woni be gene ade no say wunyi ye na responsibility about bronya no hu ne de no bankwada ne hunu
okay matiase
sana ya na akoye
okay but ye time nse bronya no nko na benya akokọ ne mu
no hono no
na isu de
de bia awi akokọ nam
yeah
matera na oye bia
I say odewa
and then say ode like ode ne ba
me sure
odewa
bia sa
na yeah to aso e
ya fa daily graphic da bokata an France na amanfo ahya se shekotu ne tie den news minister dia on tie de shem nyina asesa nti anope wo hwe eye daily graphic animu a 3 ministers 3 jackets Haruna Dusu honorable minister for education edasro eye Dr. Kesi Atoforsen finance minister edamfinfin and Rose minister Kwame Govins Agboja and so edas you nyina obi ahwe ne coat achese we France ye di ne minister anesa nyasem keto se minister ye ma clothing allowance nya de ade boy ya nti o se wardrobe mu because nyentade a udidi MP anazo odi three position ya na yeah because we me share high profile personalities bia yeah also present who good who now represent Ghana at that level ministry no eti anapay you right now Dusu and some of them was free SHS benefits 3.9 million not 5.1 education minister nekasa and I think say sadie we what's it na yes settle once and for all say and what I don't say and enya free SHS
so no I say also by audit e wo honom na Washington the ancient numbers no
yeah
but na be so kasa say wo hwiri esi audit na e di anim tin kwonche na audit report na mran ye hu se figure na ye sei
we kra no calculation mpo kra ne den kra ne sei now why would we want to lie see be controls ade we sebe Ghana for 1 million po a o ma di so mfaso en samrane ni abaso bi ho bia de be ma aban no
yeah
what you say nti di ntina say nipa 3.9 million iko hwiri no ko 5.1
say e ho na ebim sa twetwe aso no bia na
me ba nti say 3.9 na e de ko 5.1 na say ye de be 1 million atoso wo mo e bia yesi abo ho mo ka so na bia o mo ni ho eno na yasem o se
asem no wo no
enti sa de a why would you even lie enti ye hwe na e ho nkomo no ye ni ye debt restructuring from 2002 o make kwa hunye mu sika sem right after covid na e wi a kire no na wa wudu sika akwakoto abo aban bosen a wo se wo no mfaso kra ba na didi ho kakra no sika na nkasa kra no so nsa be kan yesi bi 10 years e bi 15 years na ho keka ho na amanfo twa ba na dapa make say e bi kura gina so to aba eti aban den na nye oman mu omo na aban de omo kanko a e na o ye se ne ho akire ne nti ontimi ntua ama hodo abo oman no bosen no so no e bi no wo hono a ye ko omo na so ko ka kire omo se ba bia oman sika se madu na be din achese ni nyina ye nkitahudi a abani di ya akọ animu na unse nya dakrope na sebe mpreduasa obetimi di sa nkomo na wie afa na sunsun sanso no efrase aba achese ene ya sign memorandum of understanding bia ema yekoma henha yen ama ne edo mo ka no about 2.8 billion dollars
yes ka keto
abana yes ka keto nsika we esika nanka ye wose ye de ekotua ka se betimi aka oman no emu ama aban e de aye mpuntudwuma nti beka se aban benya hwene ahome mu kakra ache say debt restructuring no esunsun sanso no ebi na sabre yehunu na yewura atofos we de atoyi ama no sanse eka da ho ene sika bia wo se ye de ko tua saaka no ene bosha aban na hye ne niam e wo so wo ye se unya sa relief we ana se ukomudwo ewo $2.8 billion ho a opani enye sika ketwa sebe IMF ye ko ise 3 billion se na ne ese ana mwa nti ene chese beboa o men sika semi ye pa Rose Ministry enso so se eka ye de contractor for o men munya ka ketwa na obebo akiri
aye hihemu
so the debt no na yehunu ebia yabubi agum ebi so a obi wa onsem fata obi wa ebi a contract no krata wo so asan contract so ye kwan osu bi abekona kwan no kra wa anya na hungunya tibitia nka tini nyina no ho asem wa ha na Rose Minister designate ene a fine gentleman abante ne ho ofe ye de ahofe ne di minister de a wo sen ka finance wo kra no kokobura ho Kenneth J ena wanyanto base akyere ne nisuade hunu enema opeso ye ewo works and housing empotemo na utie nanumu asem a de osie kam ne de osie kan nsem no se ode saa so be ye adwuma obekọ ne so se ibehunu ne papa ewo ekuri mu to say Osi Greater Accra Minister designate completes vetting in record time.
And also, sir, ebi musu say was almost afraid no. So almost had the cover. Oh, be possible. Na say so beto. Flooding near the idea won cry ha. In fact, it's hardly na course so no. Madwe ho amenti ase o.
Unim say no crepe wo memeti yi meka no crepa ozo nka mompani appoint to bia ye appointing pa na ma na kokoye adwuma no se nye mra ne ahihye a convert na ye no
emfaso bia ni so ana
ade a wose ye nya free mu no ye nya mfiri mu
ade na wose ye nya
da be na ote se obi converting ye nunu ne mu tietie ne
ye hu se di mu ha
ye se da bia adwuma no tie ma no ko dem we appointing pa no wo ye den a ebi a opposition for ever said that the question be apempem no where den obefemako and even as it is now se nipa no kra vetting committee no se omo ye se omo nyina kra nyini ntumu a ye be yan se be ko chamber ho eko chamber ho a ayire so aye debate akwa e wo se to aba
because
ye to aba so sesi ye ya
numbers no we na dey amakofibua ne dey say the minority na mo committee no so no oppose yeah just omo no emfoa so ye beji na tum but ebeko floor ho
ebeko floor ekodru floor ho a ye debate na ye kwa ko wi nse ye nto aba ododo amamu ni ebu ejidi adodo no beka no ha mo na ye dodo
Nati. Nana mame ko ahomaso emresese ya. Won se waye kani parents binom sensem ho no omo resource a waye kikitemu a wonya mu.
Asem esi kumase no ran.
Nkan ha ya anso so no koso na wo lawyer lawyer Martin Pebu yene no eni nkomo ne hye ba bia asem na kwakodru. Kansa Martin.
Ya
yeda se eni ebra wanya de ma yen se asem na ya woda akosi san de na wo hodom for the day.
Okay, and a power na ya court bill. Into nena ye be dia asem na nkasa. Oh, I say why can say see nkolane results no. Yes and camera into nena ira judge obetie asem no etie why can so asem na afi baby asem da no dia to.
Na mahuno enkrata bia ye di notice sema asukufo nkwada no ye cancel wafutu sa asukufo nkwada ni nyina wo so show up in large numbers na omobe demonstrate in a form of solidarity your advice ana
there be
na is it the best thing I was parents here
na ba ebwa your friend advocacy advocacy because omodachi na asema ba ho no nti say omoyesa of course they feel that health ebema amanse nyina hu say why can you omo endi ni ye nti why can you hu ni sa na omo say e say mabu we anke ni kware say ye be ye omo case ye kokoasa sa nti it's within their right
Okay.
Yeah.
Asukufo nkwada ahe na ye komasemi.
Hey, tens of thousands. So yen krano, yen de no kuano, 10,500. That's just 2 schools. Minister numbers no bro 40,000. But yen me medium wenim no. Mene lawyer Komivi Dochi. Yeah, bro, I'm bro 10,500. Okay, all the other cases no can bro. I know that it's in excess of 40,000 candidates are here withhold their results.
Na yɛhwɛ impact bɛn ɛna deɛ ɛkɔ no results being withheld no ɛnya wɔ asukufo nkwada no so nam so ama wo foto anamo na lawyer saba mu yi.
So the main one is number 1. Omo Pako University of Ghana. Also University of Ghana yato portal KNUST. They were also due to close it. Okay. And now Osha number 2, apart from some closing portal, say schools maybe ama admissions that ama students a BA school. Into just say yeah by the time I'm back you see a DB job. Okay, so it's a kesipa because a hard I can say why come share na omo calendar in such a way say omo bi kura kana ana person we hwemu na ombetire wie nyina ansana ebedru site universities beka say omo ma admissions na omo close portal. University of Ghana omo close portal no 2 weeks aba internet say madu omo ana person ko legon no see I ask them kesi afi ni yesre legon fo say omo nsem bie na yenhwe nti see a chopa and Yadema University of Ghana. And Memfa Akwenya Mama Empa University of Ghana for Chose Omushana Omumbi Portal Libio Emma Yankola Yami Adom Kunima na Omuso Muntini apply because Legon say do na Peligon. Of course there are other universities but among Peligon no Yanhe IHS or DC or Muntini Rim.
Na ye can say and so a year quarter day. We expectation and saying say process of machasi and moko no ebella say by saying
oh yeah bon pa say ne Rajaj Ali Baba Abature obedi asem na wie na yen ye bedi nkunim ye bedi nkunim pa because say me ware hwemu wo mo case no enti na ye de court enti empire bo ane say judge bedi asem na wie ne na ebekoya fan na mabuni etime enya kwan ako universities.
Obi ebeka se ba no resource a waye ke kitemu ena moniema ba ko mi no bi omhunu ne se eye sinto nkwada na de omhu hyem obra na so hwehwere ekoso wenye afie di kan a ye witness bi nya de toso mienu enti esawo ya mobo eto honom no iwawie bibia no ebeka se president a wo set no eye den
I say why also an administrative body. Not just or share the constitution. I'm an to me, okay. Ghana Education Service Act, media the mom to me say, among share the Mabuni exams. But no try say a amount to me now, who you see to me anyhow. They be or say ultimate planning in such a way, say you release results now, some more who now. Ubet me ayo shushemun 10 a year. So the beya enkwa affecte enkwala no omo school no ko. That just say akwala bi opeso ko university bi no. I say why commitment na se no mo year calculations. Okay. Your exams now at this time. You release by this other time B. Na say you fi say bia bibi wo ho na ye pese ye hwehwemu a. E o say it will be by time C. Na sa time na be wie hwehwemu no. Eni kwan say that time no na abro time na nka e wo say obi pese oko university bia na wa hwere sa chance no nti menye your activities in such a way say ebe say akola no ne educational career path no because o lose 1 year obi o betina 1 year o betina few 1 year o be hwe na say peer pressure na bad habits or so say I say the devil finds work for idle hands. When you say all manner of things. Because of your idly. Into say why Timisha Pana almost plans in such a way that this kind of situation a BCBO because it's very traumatizing. No, so I also be greedy and I can feel it for them. So say Obia Obaka Kotro SSC now. I plan say hey, I'm a throw exams here or passing Obako University 4 years into by 2029 or there about 2028 now. Me breathing in a chat because by then we into the sea I say being to me or better just a plans naturally by 1 year. It's unsettling. It's the uncertainty be brave and your how be brave. It's not a small matter. Obi Obaka would say I feel the afin chair but hey baby when it comes to school 1 year is a long time. Your mouth may feel 1 year and it means saying you might be brave.
Mate, se ene no watwi ya na eyebre no na chesenche bia mobekọ nti ye be follow up na ya share outcome a be fi hoba bansa na council meja wo no menim said na oye ora member ya modi mujuma how far na ora juma die no akodu mawie bodi bibia akwa na
Pache de bi ewie ye gusu pa but ye dru mfinfin eko to the ending side. Friday you be here Attorney General na ya bona mane ya mana update be ye do na say ya share na ya conclude say you man does pa o say Ghana fu be brave the information e ba e be my tips mon hwe ha say so information be brave and be see complaints petitions na nkasa ne o man panyin JM ka say ya amanfo famre no nti edoso ye.
It is so far she cases monya with evidence no jina homa oran kasa no be sena mosaka
reports no dey abro 700.
Wow,
abro 700, yes, abro the last time also that's if you cover 800. You calculations ni nyina you see the final figure on the day we stop, but as of now yen kai who say enye ni nyina na ye direct katashi say debi na me di kan ka say ebi cases ni bi o say ka say information any petitions nti obi wo ho a ebi o ti hu say saa edwuma kure mi ti hu say ti do mu si o mo niema no ensisi so nti ono de obefre say mo nhwe ha niema 1 2 3 o ma ye nti ama ma die me na say bibi nkoyi wo ho nti mo nhwe nti ano na enye direct case obi so o no the contract aba me petition nie say minister we o ma contract say nso o ma anye ejuma no say eti o mo ka o ma de $20 million edi abro mo nye ejuma bia nti e o ma ahoro nti nye ni nyina na me sisu bio nye ni nyina na direct cases of corruption this is bribery obi kura evidence they be some of them no information any tips.
Okay. Na yen share best last weekend mo ho eba no na ye hunu video bia na security yesi orafo ekosizi former che ema MPP ne ka ese yaban ka da moko sizi ye kwa wi eche moko hu se ka na nya ban dia na mo san return ye no kra moko sizi owura omare wade ne ka wo bra manye mo hihye mo awie
Dabi anya no kra me de fake news fake news me nim ho hwe oral committee yanso bi obebia it's fake I say sa na manyo sem neti o I say ya no ma hase so that's just the way it is say fake news the dia na man for the fake news it's unfortunate but in a democracy the best is fake news you know but Obi say it's better to have such ugly noises than to have no noise at all. On say ban say na di beka say na yen sizi omo yes anu si yen chi omo ntum nie yes say mra wo ho evidence obi na ye yes it need the famra kwan so but what I'm saying is say fake news is not going to be the last fake news has been with us even before the word fake news came. No, nah, a man for your fake news.
Yes, I met Yasia Caesar because I'm returning, but any ora munim hoshe mokoji will be a car.
Yenim hoshe Mombisa ora omani what they say on me akasape who me number that friend that me who me share that it's not possible.
Mate Juma mudi enim se honorable kuje to ablakwa edi akotene pa ewo ora no mo na ene ye wanya appointment yi ebenya impact bi ewo Juma na moye no so ana.
Oh, sir, naturally, yes, considering that Okujeto is, I mean, he's even the chairman, you know. Sir, Osha, generally, it's gonna, let's see how Ibaito will take you off. It's too early to answer that question. Will take you officer, then we'll see.
More duration be our some of Juma nana.
Not also a president. I can say the attorney general back officer. Now, I say, yeah, concluding your hand over man. And she says, yeah, attorney general, Abbey, you shiano, not watch it. Now, you can say, you know, yet my extension into any attorney general share Friday. At times, so Crambo face meeting, Cram, to can be into. Pachara, you have to so that the share attorney general then we know how to proceed.
Mate, me da say dansa na be kono we no nye ora asem as a lawyer na nya waye kasem yen share cases bi attorney general as a what discontinue e bi eye Dr. Opuni na Yera Sedu Agongo Sanso na Richie Jakpa na to force cases ni na no as I say we yini nyina de afi koto a be ka say ye twam wo view e was sana moto no ho ye de.
Okay, so case number 1 ato forcing any Jakpa case no me bo attorney general Dr. Ayene Abasupa say we ye free say ngu asini that case no from the day Jakpa tape ni pie ote gofe damene say oye kanana osi Jakpa onko di atronti the court. That was a time I can say high court it trust a case no yemfwa that kind of practice. So say ukukuchi witness say undi atronti court. Number 2 which record witness say onko ji fake medical certificate mra. Number 3 obeti wo tape no say Godfrey Dame say owura oforiata ene Ekufuado amanpenyi dada omuna omugina ne konsu dendin de say kwambia so onyema yembua ato forces for these 3 things enya dia o se efua so obebi kra ti ade Godfrey Dame ne Ekufuado ne oforiata mo ku o man hu fi pa so mo hu bebi ekuwie. I mean, we don't do that. You don't look for political opponents. Case in New na Kenny King Udi atro actual court. Say the bear na court before. Now entisa or not Godfrey Dame sa no ye gov ACP agojo. Sa na ku di case on kan so Godfrey Dame bi na nu e ka kire me say or the agojo kan ho keke na ama case no mo edu. Meeting ye say na agojo jina me nchen anti ono ankasa nso tie. Say ne Godfrey Dame ye no. Nti saa nyema we eningu asita ma ya justice system. Say attorney general to me the case court to me chire court a case court abro ni say nipa na okobo no kwedu no oni case bia but opeso de kana na kwan so kata se dream proye edibua nipa no for enye nti eye pa say Dr. Ayini wa cancel ato force bu case no we ye free sa embarrassment ningu asi bebre no okay now number 2 oko for sample for case na Ocean Nsem na sample for all kinds obviously he was inciting violence na your hana by example big na ha be see that omo hand over that Ekufuado mantenyi that also the same thing you not hand over to NDC. What's the difference between sample for Nsem na okay no ne Ekufuado ne Brian Champion cases no. I say, it is in fact Brian Champion and Kokota. Yeah, I'm saying Ekufuado and Kokota. I don't see why I would say that for example for mom na fan in Kokot. So it just tells you that one it was a witch hunt. It was a witch hunt. Into a pass my council's case no. And now
Dr. Punine Yera said Ragongo Modiano Soe.
Yes, so that particular one, meaning say at a point, now witnesses were conflicting themselves. On said Doctor Anubakuba, Ebeka said na fertilizer and ye pan, and they been to say, and yet, and you know, one pass say, on said na court room, or court not say a criminal case, not say what they were dancing difuba. Na second one the ban no so one can on the same matter no for be na say we see na say me who say can chim by a means conflicting evidence I hope I was say case no witnesses my conflicting evidence or see a case no I don't know somehow in fact say and also no yes legally I feel that it's also a witch hunt.
Okay. Mate, na said ye classify cases na as witch hunting any idea no. Dear ora ye is attorney general so fa na was chassis so ye prosecution na say Ghana ni bin so describe as a witch hunter. One justification we beba so we dey witch hunting ne mum no ye fair prosecution na.
Well, say evidence no be true. Evidence no and the better except with the evidence no better work on some man for and you'll be an a law school okay and so no was the answer so answer evidence will be for what the two of it will be at one school or chip don't say hey they ababraka into any arbitrary is the evidence that will show at to force in tape say into see and yes say so I tape no japa tape no you get to move court so it's an official record into Godfrey Damit in Sandro Cano and yeah some me Martin Tibu mina make action no that you get to move say Godfrey Damit when in na Godfrey Damit or court when you and him into some no wow better on one end and what you need of Riata and we do not make confident they set me in the out for Mrs. That you did you
Medi Abna Pukua.
Mina make okay. It is the quality of the evidence that we show. A tape, what you said, Godfrey Dami say, oh, they be unconscious fake medical certificate in there. That's what I'm not okay. Mina make okay. Obi a uncle school or Tiwaya. So it's the quality of the evidence that we show. What the evidence, no banner, yes, simple, no BRTS, yeah. You don't say, oh, wait. As about case mana belly.
Mate, cancel my menas near Brawanya dear my after court proceeding ye besamba na fe yashe outcome no meda say lawyer Martin Pebu enatene kano or ye lawyer near wujina muama awofu a womma wayek kitomo resource muno no mujina court eno sanso eye ora oka ora committee no ena yene no adi enkomo ahodo no na say ampofo je ewo ha na poso top choco it's chocolate amen scientific heba ena kenkan mi o kenkan me kwasi da nwumre bia no num ekosi no si obedun bia kwadunkumi etena se edebrel ena telecell connecting energy somo na ebochidom nana
Don't enter so. Na Memphis Ghanaian Times the Bokrata no. Was the president returns home from 3 nation visit. Inti ohwe animo chief of staff Yera Julius Debra Emma Omampeni Akwaba na ene empenifo a ekukohia no na enya semketoa. Unim se Omampeni tia ne na chi kakra a chese oko ama hodo miensa eso kukuwie o Kenya bibire mu hiem de kese a ekoso na fe no ababeduro mamu nti nse na asoafo no bi ho no ma yaje o matoma wi akase ye beso o mu in ti nyina ababehwe na waprepre chiri kama na attorney general he said him say opepa ni slate so na owia wa frase na odi ora no nso aye adwuma
na mo ka so over 700
enya sam ketwa se ebewie twibuku bidin what you say about that prosecution see or shall see nyina ni nyina na na akɔwie se ene attorney general se enra and then 3 days na yera opuni Stephen opuni ne yera se do agongudie oye se on toaso ebiem enra Dr. Ato Banforsen ene Jakpa okay ambulance ni issue no
Richard
2.7 million euros say involved no and also so no wa chese sa case no enya dia obeto aso bi enya no nko a there is another case no so sa and so or the ashim say no so on to us into cases
for the nana
yes hero for some one of the dailies no emu say and so or say on to us into
say nyina na ye council ka say evidence how they kono emu odru ai betumi achechi nipa ne sampa wo ye evidence ni asem no
that has been the bane of your prosecutions what they went far from 1992 e ba be sine e say nipa semesi e bokro no nipa semesi odi o man ni sika be wi akire no e say evidence enti say attorney general betimi afre no clearing agent ana
yeah
and only a withdrawal agent
and because you on
clear say Ghana mampani say like also
acquitted and discharged
withdraw obeka Ghana mampani dada na na dan kwakufu ado ensem no kwadu de bowe ne de bowe be wie no o se mo hwehwem bibia ni ho ene man title clearing agent what you say
for the man no
opposition for the man
okay
opposition for me can say president cry free ni bi clearing agent members of parliament be free ni bi ne ho nkeka ho and the cases na almost feel say merit to mo so the court no eno so no and attorney general bae ohwewe mu o se da bi
eni nyina so
we eni nyina so nti ora de 700 yi e be wi akiri 645 e ba be catch us evidence no ba ye mom pa ye se papa bi free mu
aba na ye surveillance
ye chichire o man sa na emma enipa sabe o moto abanyam yi mu gidie no ko Ghana for do na no de abufuo se ayesi ni passment si di sika esi ni passment si bo man kro no esi ni passment wo fum a chese wo ye ne ho yie eti sanye kwampa no fa so de a ade ne enhwehwe na yenye sika no emfiri ni nchen ade ne enhwehwe ne emfa no mfa mra kwaso mo man mra no sanso obi awi akokɔ because odansa wam obi kotwa obi board ye komu pa odansa wam
and the evidence ne clear
obi sika ebia obi eye aban adwumani 1000 Ghana 20,000 bi finance ase odem enti ede na omo aya yesusu se kese pa no ko omo de du aye nya evidence yi
Oscar be follow ya
enti maka what happen
okay
say come here say o man no bo no kro no agya kakra o de be follow ya ene wa se be twe ne tan acha mfie mienu mfie nsia no eso no le prosequa near the ashim
ni interest on the
I think say e was see yesesa saade no
okay
what you say na aban we beba no obe no no an nkrofo no ntimi obehwa banda da no de no na so wotwe mabo so ase wokɔ ase oba ebe wi akire na no mpokra no enhye dan kosi ba bia ba ko mienu bi a ye do mbatum poko ebe wi akire na yasan agya wo mu ono no nkrofo no so aba no mo ye adwuma no so no obi di nsɛm ne kra behwe no na ɔte ho ko isa ban foforo beba kasa asemesi chale yes ana emo man
democracy
nyese ne no
mate
nana nyese ne no enti yanhwe ne nye ne ye
ebe ye yekoye nim
yeah but eno so nkyere se obi nya ebone akyinkyina o so de ne batum
eno de nye
yes
eno ne we chanting no
eno no enti me kan mere bi bisa o mampani a wokɔ to betimi aka ahwenyame anim se na so afo ne nipo no mo ye adwuma obi ani wa ya ade ne gina kɔto yeye die wabai attorney general ne wo yi nkrofo pie so just ensem no ebie ni wo man ye hu bibie be yi
ase ebetumi ato so ahunu ba bie kɔ
ye ni no krema ye ho ni no krema o man no what you say eti enu mu asem no se me fancy na me nkwa na
de keka kɔ die
me da se bebre toma
na nyame yadom a ko se na nyame yadom a Easter Sunday 20 February me koye donation ewo akwasi ho health center interpomodin ho niema omo wo building a health center
foundation
ahwenie foundation
what the tomato so anka benya donation be
that say ya benya
because we say metem na jika me ya me tomato sa na kakra bro
kwa wa hu bomodin a na ye adwuma na agibrem na me hia ne o madodo
na meeting fanye so be tomato de amebo
na se benya me sa na me da sitia na wadi hujuma ma
wadi hujuma me akra me ready metimi aye why
matena na nyame sira wo me da se dodo
said da akoma so boa mo brofo no kwale nyankopon so be sira wo
amen
why
amen
toma o nipa nyame sira
na sayam for je na atene karo na poso top choco it's chocolate amen scientific heba na kenkan me kwasida anwumre bia no num ekosi no nsia teleso connecting energies enyuma kwen ne bochi dom na no pa bia yede na poso eba efa yadru eye Adom Sports page 1 na alatula etekiova na what did ekoso ewo agudi efom no wodi abase match ya Ghana ene chade bebo World Cup qualifiers no yehye say betumi abo home ha ya anaso obi man so because the enimu de almost a stadium ni nyina no je say atete pansam sports for no ede nyina ho amane ebebedin ya meje so ene abena pokua wenie
Se eba abasobodea enora ne ayiko
fa ayiko mawa yiko
Debbie kano se fa ayiko natural mineral water emma wayiko enti ayiko biara obemano fa ayiko natural mineral water eka ho ma ayiko nsio enya waboju nsio abrebia ayiko biara obemano fa ayiko natural mineral water eka ho FDA aje adwadie nkrato yi atom
Shinya yasin beti ya washisha wunhu bibiara ni ho a eyese wonso we save ya to ho esa ne bet saver feature antino sempo wo bet no ayira wo betimi enye sika ebiom wo bet ya washisha na mo a sika wo de bet ye no ye sande ma wo eni ne ekeka ho bebre bet saver e wo bet we nko aso ne nya ne ma hodo ekeka ho I say, Enshisha kakra ho. Gaming Commission of Ghana sashase. Uni fie nu otwe a enko ho. Betway, nyade kika ho bebre.
Rise up and be a star. Strengthen with BX stars. Come on.
BX free and ponsa e fa pharmaceuticals ye grofo fra. Ebo ahuna metwetwe ne pai wa aduane a yedie mu. Ne senti BX bo ama ye nya aduane a yedie mu mfaso.
BX mamuche nam ye ridie mu no eye mu no na ma hoden bem BX meduane die ho akono sorry zinc e wo BX mu no ebo ma mofra nyine yie so we yare na wa hoden sutia for BX na ma wa hoden samrantem
In your base, regain lost after strength in your memory.
For BX na mauma wakokra enu abre wansu bi. BX tablets ni use your pharmacy shops and the chemical seller shops e wo memu babia. BX ehia bia.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Shout! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Jua papa bi wa mama hu sampa odomu gu ahodo
me dofo kwame said you would dominti no mete wo so a na ma sorry
wo manfo na edi wo madofo ho adanse no eye Adom FM che wo do ne shock wo dofo promo ai shock wo dofo promo one number one radio station, Adom 106.3 FM. Adofo busumi February mu. Emu akwenya. Na washa udofo animonyam. Dia obeye ni se. Ye voice note. Ana video. Ne di udofo no wadansiye. Dia mani ye sonko. Wuhia. Na odi nyuma tiato. Emfa ho sa one ye de. Ana sa one nye de. Dia hia ni se. Ubetu odonyum no efri akoma ni mu.
Odobeni. Odopeni. Sodowe ina. Emema me.
Metal Swama, sorry. Me body ambrosa, yes.
Send the WhatsApp number 053-100-3813. Yebesem, near you a more dear Kakuma, near Bonmo Radio so, any social media platforms are hold on so. Hey, Adom FM Chawood on a shock, Dofu promo. Shock you, Dofu promo. Adom FM. Yeah, tough.
Oh, Patchedia Strong Kondia Ma would do for Valentine in Primwana. And your lecture landed a lecture love office number. A free brand papa Ecosi and Yama Yatitiso. Yes, I'm a Chedia Bebre. For $8.99 Ghana cedis Beijing Nasco Home Theatre. Na board Dronyuma Wopepa. Na for 3,499 Ghana cedis Beijing and Nasco 1.0 AC. Na for June when you're running in. For 2,299 Ghana cedis Beijing a TCL bedside fridge. Na for cool little champagne no. For your 9 kg Samsung twin top semi-auto washing machine for surprise wodofu. A 3,999 Ghana cedis pay. MRM visa babe kaya chedie kesie promo no na watching busumu bia. Koye showroom se wo Ghana fanenina. Electroland Ghana Limited. Bia ye bakwa e wo nemu niama efe na ne boso dafem.
Aim it for good. Mario Götze, 112 minutes. They find a way from president to pauper, from chancellor to the cheap seats. What a fabulous touch and take from Mario Götze.
For Yamamunina Ache, Yamamunina Aquaba, Ediba, Adom 106.3 FM, Bre Ason, Yade, Ayan Sports, page 1, Bro, Ewo, Afirikasi, Eso, Mediasida, Emma, team of producers, Amoboa, Amiadi Jumedi Kasi, Abedao, Mr. Obedino, Aya Dennis Asamoah, Ofremia Latula, Mejiso, Eric Asiedu Buadi, Kejuano, Ankasa Sanso, and Alex Kwabena Stone, Professor Ike Wallace as the head of sports, and so Eteche, Niadi Jumedi Kasi, Ebro, Way Ayasima. Mako edunum presentation na yatena se ewo Dwaso Nsem so no yede agudi ho nsem ewram ama kama alatula anopai matena se no medemani abetrem ewo nkofo aman so na yahwe UEFA Champions League matches e course so na UEFA Europa League matches ni bi ebetodwa ni nyina no yebeboachi edi ama yewia yebeba Ghana ni ntwo ne ntwa so na yahwe fisema se efiri kumase enkran kofodu atakrade sunwane brekum doma baby bia da ensema da obia no ye bomode ne apropriate edi amao enti Shannon so mama live on Facebook ye nuani din any Iowa 05 ahotedi no ono so alezi ye mi anopai oboa amashow no stream live e wo Facebook edi amao enti Shannon so mama dwedie no eba wakache a ye wa aboafo mo eboa ye mesese don come beda na efiri adoma do no so beko ya na efiri motoam aboa krama betimi afro eye pata na ye dasane ne de no efro enti ye press sponsor so aye krado e wo bama so DBS Industries Limited sanso na my MTN app ekita yasene amponsa efa pharmaceuticals and Betway omunyina adaroma no ensem no aye krado anopai yede ensem no ebema ewa fidikesi so wey Adom Sports page 1 enti ententem so ye kofo amai so na yahwe ensema ewo hodi ana ese no UEFA Champions League the ultimate matches are etodwa no Aston Villa etna fie ehwe Celtic ka 9 ema Celtic etimu mienu
Barcelona 90 minutes no on Atlanta ebo 2-2 elho Bayer Leverkusen and so 90 minutes no or Sparta Praha e come yenua Sparta Praha entimi ansimo adbraka Bayern Munchen and so tena Bay Arena omo poso tena no Marco mienu miensa e de so abobo kwa ne dine Slavan Bratislava omo so etimu bako Borussia Dortmund 90 minutes no ono so hye miensa e ma Shakhtar Donetsk and so etimu bako Brest boboko no and it's a white the Vikingos fantastic La Casablanca the White Angels Mr. Madrid 90 minutes no Madrid HS Brest for Ayankura omo poso ntana miensa e ma Brest Tenefie omo ntimi ansimo ade Dynamo Zagreb enso hye AC Milan kam yenu a AC team baako Girona enso Tenefie e ma Arsenal the Gunners the Kiddies Paradise enso akosho omo kam yenu a omo team baako Inter Milan International enso ni AS Monaco 90 minutes no International Inter hye miensa e ma AS Monaco ntimi ansimo ade Juventus all ladies of Serie A and so any Benfica game no Benfica e born home modern kwa we e ko hye ntenano mienu a Juve entimi ansimo de braka Leo any final so etu fa e ko Leo for from France omo ko hye Leo ba Leo e hye nsia Leo tenafie e hye nsia e ma final etimu ba Manchester City and so any Club Brugge game no e ko na wie no na Manchester City Joseph Pep Guardiola and na mrantie no omo poso ntenano miensa Club Brugge etimu ba PSV and Hoven and so miensa Emma Liverpool etimu mienu elho RB Salzburg and so Atletico Madrid game no 90 minutes no Atletico eshe 9 Emma Salzburg etimu baako Sporting CP and Borona ebo 1-1 Stormgrass and so Tenefie eshe RB Leipzig e ka baako a omo etimi ansimo de braka Stuttgart and so Tenefie Emma Paris Saint-Germain e ko tontenano and 9 Emma Stuttgart etimu baako Young Boys and Vexda and so 90 minutes no e Kravna e Vexda eshe baako Emma Young Boys entimi anse ekaba kono ewo ho no any UEFA Champions League the ultimate nra match se to dwa no ne yebo achi edi amao Ediani HM Ewonsem from there. Nese ne eye yawada eye Champion Thursday. Enti Europa League matches ebe todja. No watwe na matches ni na starte. AS Roma ebe shia Eintracht Frankfurt. Ajax ne Galatasaray. Anderlecht ebe shia Hoffenheim. Athletic Club ene Victoria Plzen. Samsung Dynamo Kiev ebe shia RFS. Bobo kwa ni dini FC Midtjylland ene Fenerbahce ana Fenerbahce. FC 20 ene Besiktas. Samsung FC XB ebe shia Manchester United. Bobo kwa ni din ene Lyon ebe shia Dugret Razgrad Bobo kwa ni din ene Maccabi Tel Aviv ebe shia FC Porto Sanso ene Nice ene Bordeaux ene de ebe Pimso Olympiacos ebe shia Karabakh FK Rangers so ene Union St Gallios ene de ebe Boni Real Sociedad ebe shia POC FC ene SC Braga ene Lazio so ene be Pimso Slavia Prague ebe shia Malmo FF ene Tottenham Hotspur so ene Xbek ene de ebe Boni we ene matches a urem ewo UEFA Europa League na toto forma ede ho nsem down kama enye fedi agro onim se elsewhere wo bodoibo ene ya danachi ede amount ye dani abafie na ya behwe nsem a wo Ghana ne ntwo ne ntwa so ne de nyina so ato anim de a na ye de aseda kese pa ede my MTN app mesro for phone no na ko Google Play Store for MTN no na baby awo bia no download my MTN app from Google Play Store na bibia enko ye emfama o experience super convenient way ebetimi aboa na ne MTN for etimi edin sa wo so say wo ye business bia transaction bia say wo talk credit bibia wo ye no my MTN ebeboa na wo so wetimi agina wo na so adi uju adi nyina enti enko network bia ne omo nkoto nkra ne omo nto kese man MTN na make am for Amao, DBS Industries Limited at the Bosso free promo number. Yes, I estimate ni free at the amount. Oh, to Caroline plus sheet at the free DBS near my 20-year warranty. I bet me I'm original now. So ye pa and you mokangu was soon ever Joe now who at all. You can form a phone number way 0240844344 0240844344. Kumase 0506004141. Takrade 0506004242 and a Tamale 0501332897. Yenuaname Wosunyane F 0541913243. Nani DBS also Akasa Betway said the Nura Champions League amount for a touch down Edisika also needed the year ubetimi away even 1,000 jackpot from a Betway. Etimisro Gaming Commission Ajatum ubetwa bet oh baby adia a Betway na make for Eddie Amao. Mesro Chirawudo shock wodofo promo no ekoso. Nti Adom FM eka Eddie Achiro said the here ne say obefa number way I was send a voice note or video. I will explain Kwanya o faso dofo said your vast day we won in the Bayamu BB and explain it today. What the 0531 003813 0531 003813. Now on sono wa shock you dofo woman who did no or say me who no nearly kill wa shock you wa nkaya me enti eno no shock na mabibia enko so ma daroma na ye dey sem no ebrontin 10 times so ye be fie na ya hwe afisem no dia wo de wani atwem ewo the Ghana Football Association na enura told us the technical team no ya sachira nyomum kakra ya the technical advisor aba ya the physio so aba ya the psychologist aba na no na Ghana for ete ye no dodo na ya omwon say coach Otado papa entimi amfa qualify anko Morocco ama Ghana kwele kwesi ye mamanfo ra ho eti ya den na obi a wama kwele kwesi ye mamanfo ra ho okroma na ya draw na Angola wom Comoros wom Sudan wom na Ghana ya entimi MPM ho Ghana for ete say ya retain Otado no omonso at the omadwenchire omo bia no ebae yenti ensema Ghana for eka erefa Otado appointment and retainia ya retaining Otado
me na nka me fee say e was say mo Otado eko because coach odi abo akon qualifies odi abo 6 matches ni nyina wantumi enwini bi and also coach kura kwan fa so a ye fa no criteria GFA so mo betina so etumi dia appoint new coach and so mo be fa coach no that criteria no Otado no o meet that criteria it is wa fa no aba na wa failure e was say man nko yenhwe Chris Hilton kra na manfo bebre wo gidi wonimu no afọ no koya anie no right away ya mana ma medu krampo ene esake no ntia de ntina Otado de ne de ye treated that one different na ye maintaining the so nkoso no onye adwuma so I think the GFA is just being favoritism
ye niam bebre asesa no me ye ka me go asesa no
Otado as a Ghana coach in the Kaminqua, Kosenka, yes, because as a country, the per se achieve bibi. Yaji Neshika Pache, a per se GB.
Kaminqua, the Uncle Tuado, Yam Pamono, and I know who draw me a Michelle. Ye Ghana knew him. Fat, Otado, your why. What cap ye na a pair with the Aqua America, quay idea. Christian she cries, the Aqua America, who should be crying, but they have concurrent to add into my friend qualified their World Cup. Now, me, medium, need to do so between the continue. Bay information from Nancy from neighbor among Pamono to add the why.
Otado de was Sapa, one you know, Mam Pamona, last I need to nick up was some papa. We coach, Charlie, and I want Papa from Rom Pamono.
Coaching and cycling, even with bathroom staff, Nina. Now, what about first on the bath staff? Another one, so bad. Video technician, the other. Massa, obviously, escort to our pictures, no need person, you know, Germany, and yeah, how I crowd can look at me and forget it. You need him, yeah, rebuilding. Yampa coaching your coach be Sombra, coaching the uncle, normal coach, senior coach, non-building the next 4 or 5 years.
Twado ne de ontimi mbo blasters because said ye na kan ye hu blasters no ye nyina ye de akoma ne ye re nyina she blasters mu no sisi no just a bad down.
Wey ene ensema Ghana for so echire adwenchire Ghana for atire ediafa Otado a yesi oni ba bia akọ otena ha kopem se ne time ebeso enti upewumpo Otado still maintain ye free one ye de ani atwem ewo ye GOC for so akache dia na tese opayinkese a wo GOC a wo bo adwuma no ye Ben Nunu Mensa no na president Edema Ghana Olympic Committee ono so akasa se ohwe mre bi atwam a Ghana ya attention ni na football enti sensachire aba na nipa foforo so eba ono so edi na no atomas GOC president eni afutu a ono so edi amampanfo yenti ensema GOC president Ben Nunu Mensa eka edi atodwa na ochirem nyina ni tua no ene se yama attention no be Emirate Athletics na football no eduabo ewukroma.
We haven't invested in our athletes. We've invested so much in football and justifiably so. I think it's about time once we're resetting Ghana and resetting our sports, we need to look at disciplines that has always stood up and tall. I don't remember when the last time football won a medal in any major international tournament, but you can speak very well of our boxers, our volleyball players in Africa. You can speak very well of what they've done in Africa. As Olympic Games, it was a boxing. But ask yourself, how much have we really invested in the gyms around Bukum and Jamestown and Mamprobi and all that? We don't. Ask yourself, how much do we really invest in the boxers per their way of training or making sure that they are traveling to go and engage in a lot of the fights? We don't. So if we don't start doing something new, I don't think that as a nation we should expect to get any new result. It will be the same thing.
Ben Nunu Mensa GOC president, ya investi wa athletes ni mu na ɛmoa de sorry ɛwɔ afisɛm no so no ɛyɛ Ibrahim Tanko papa ino wɔ nkran ha na wo coach Accra Lions but animguase amfata akaniba enti adabridwo na ɔbɔ hɔ no ɔne ɔmo etiti my nei ɔne me Diema Sporting Club asane 2.5 year contract ɛwɔ Takwa after so sign contract no Evans Augustine Adote ɛbɛyɛ ne technical director na ɔyɛ na o sign contract no ɔde nsɛm bi atu yɛ no yɛntie yɛwia na yɛde ɛnɛ nsɛm ɛbae ɛwɔ page 1 so nyina no yɛde asi
Diema Sporting Club is one of the biggest in the country when you look at the last 10 years what the team achieved with all the infrastructure and yeah I think it's a very good choice for me. I think I can make it happen here and the success is there like I said before and I'm here also to achieve something so definitely before my end of my tenure I'm sure that the caps will be more.
Wey ene ensema o sign contract ni we na mechire Ibrahim Tanko o de eto Ghana fo nyina ani mekwa wase den onim se o ye den abɛwro mpabo ntie beba abobo ano enti ye di si ama Dwaso Nsem asan atake over din ya Dennis Asamoah o frema Latula mejisu senior most DJ take over na Dwaso Nsem no de akabia no ye de awuram e de amamo makram
Ghana fwe Franco esa the electrical appliances for Dwaso washing machines, Asian women, yopo, CCTV cameras, any dog clear. I be you know that. Seba mobile phones, this are iPhones, Infinix, Nokia, Samsung, any the account, anyone says you see now. Franco, and now bring the air papa, ne water foam say Franco air conditioners, every 1.5, adequacy 2.5 horsepower, Samsung Franco TV, every 32, adequacy 85 inches. Franco, essential tabletop. Double decker, any chest freezers, and change in a mahoden cry. Franco, Quabata be a benwo, name of head office, a wada braka, one in Roxy Cinema, Nedian, friend 0246 422 338 and a 055 5939 311. Franco, electrical appliances, papa, if he.
Make money.
Friend Alex Lotu anankasa no e ade a manager ho metawtwa pa the game pack buy no be hunu ye am so eno so na mehwe no so payment no e good nti ma me stop we see no nketenkete na me the call game pack because I need the onya one see the kura on so onye ska bebre nti me the call eno so one 3 times a day one 9 o'clock one 12 o'clock one 6 o'clock onya one see the kura ukita 54 yet the tax never 48 kura when you be a half the game pack there a good pa the mommy who say marine no mama ni ji pa so say me target ya say kemenya bet say 1 billion kra me dey man
enye den kra dial *946# for top e din kunim fa game pack agree so na benya mula bebre ene ya ko gamepackgames.com na nya nchechemu game pack agree ene le mra techri so ho so enye ma woni e fie du woche
aye den na ma woni je e ya bra woni adofo ehia wo hwa ma wakoma so ade abem ana wote wo enji wani wo breti awa bim Pinnacle Life Insurance. Yejidi ne say, Yeka Life Insurance as I say kosi say, Yeta when we busu echi wo dachi sika sa wututu yemu. As I say etumi boa wo, na wani eji wo abrabobu sesia. Yenhyehyɛ ɛma wo kwan ahodo a ɛbɛma wonya mfaso ne abasoba a ɛbɛboa ma ɛnɛ da yi akɔyi ama wo kwan ahodo so. Wo Pinnacle Insurance yeso bo nsama do ma wo ama sɛdeɛ ba w'anim ɛmbrɛ bebree fa ho de bi ɛna ni gye nko a. So open churchimu bia e fa ye hyehyɛ yi ho a fra ye wo 0501 451 400 and call www.pinnaclelife.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile.
Jua papa bi wa mama husampa odomu gua hodo
me dofu kwame said you see dominti no me te wo so a na ma sorry
wo manfo na edi wo madofo ho adanse no eye Adom FM che wo do ne shock wo dofu promo ai shock wo dofu promo one number one radio station. Adom 106.3 FM. Adofo busumi February mu. Emu akwenya. Na washa udofo ni monyam. Dia obeye ni se. Ye voice note. Ana video. Ne di udofo no wadansiye. Dia mani ye sonko. Wuhia. Na odi nyuma tuo. Emfa honsa one ye de. Ana sa one nye de. Dia hiya ni se. Ubetu odonyum no every akuma ni mu.
Odobeni. Odopeni. Sodowe ina. Emema me.
Metal Swama, sorry. Me body ambrosa.
Send the WhatsApp number 053-100-3813. Yebesem, near you a mom dear Kakuma, near Bonmo Radio so, any social media platforms are hold on so. Hey, Adom FM Chawood on a shock dofu promo. Shock you dofu promo. Adom FM. Yeah, tough.
Adom FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
It's a CCM wow macho. Oh yeah. Ready what it's a CCM wanga so macho. Oh yeah. Adom 106.3. 106.3. 106.3 Adom FM. One tell you what. Get your money. Adom FM. One tell you what. Adom FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
To share Bosumi February mo say ya ne yebekọ soki odo and say February Bosumi ye ogefo no adofo Bosumi sada na so na adofo de Valentine's Day no ewo enti efiti na de ko ni nyina no yegusu age entries no enti ade bia wo ye wodofo bi say ye wo yiri say ye wo kuno ba bi kra fe na beware no na ba ma bi amahyeha wade amoba be kwa wonim se wedie eyemene no a edien na waya aso wani mroso a wo se sani pa no worth celebrating bomodia na video ana say ye audio na echeche mo emayen otisei edano so na Adom FM mo shoke no mamia na ni bejepa iti besel number no 0531 003 813 0531 003 813 send the audio no anase video wia na watu odohonyom ediatato. It doesn't matter your voice die hiano odohonyom na watu na ekasa the feeling na wo edimani pano we share that the anomasia one besta ubetumi atodi aka wo mama anga bako Sokyodo promotion Adom 106.3 Ghana is commissioned in collaboration with UNFPA and now you fresh drinks drink better live better and na ebochi domni e di Sokyodo promotion ne dwumadie ni nyina no ye dia ba fa wo dia bra na yenkoyenim parliament na yɛhwɛ deɛ kɔ so wɔ hɔnom ɛnra wonim sɛ efiti ɛnene nansa enkomo kɛseɛ baako wɔ hɔnom no na ɛyɛ yɛwura Frank Arodomprɛ nsɛmma doji member of parliament ɛna ababaawa MFA Castle ya asɛ omunya exchange kakra ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwa fie condemnation dodoɔ no a akɔ the choice of words a MFA AUC on honorable Frank Arodomprɛ as a parliamentarian na ene yebedi mu komo no achi so onim se enra enkomo kese ba ko sorry ye e parliament eye the majority leader Yewra Mahama Yarega eno the proposal biatum ye kase yi omati committee yomo kwa kwhwe sa proposal no wie ye Alhassan Suyini so e kasafo so e makoye nkomodie ni nyina ne se MPs ehunu se they deserve se omabedi omudwuma e wo fie hwa wie no mokono e wo se oman no anasa parliament enya a pension scheme e de ma wom se de nka obeye dwuma na wako ahomegye mu no na usika yatete anasa bibia ye de abo ho bra no na wako akowie no na jesa sika no ahyewa e bra wako ahomegye mu eno bi any proposal omode atum e wo mrahye fie nti we no omo kasa se obi bia wo refie ho abeye parliamentarian no o deserve eso benya a pension scheme to them former MPs bia omadi omudwuma de awie epia bonte no kwan a omo living standard etie sebe kro benya aduane yedie de yade akobo no so sebe pa obetumi ahwe no ho no eye challenge na omo bobo so akyere responsibility kese ya na eda omo so enam sesa niema pension package bi ene sa niema ni ho so no eya na ebekwa kwa wie chiro bi parliamentarian na wo se wan hweye na wan so ho so a na wo se ofa kwati kwan bi so anasa kwamponi ahodo so e de pesika ni nyina ena wo makeka bom hunu ni se pension scheme bi eba ebeboa na omo ebo so no omo sanso kire avenue a wo sesa sika no efri na mo de bo parliamentarians no ho bra ya enkonko ye adesoa emeda memene wo a yetua eto no emeda ye so nti avenue to them omuhunu se ombetumi asemu kina na hwagina ye na oman no atake advantage of na parliament so atake advantage of na omudi nye sika sa pension scheme ye omudi beye online.com story ni nyina e wo hɔ ma obetumi akenkan na se ntemu a owura Ayarega ye hwese benya na ye ne nadi aka ho asɛm na fe se bi e wachi no ye de atomo ama no esan se nei wo mo ehwɛ se eba no ewiem ensakrae ne bobre climate change environment se betumi sustain environment no na de sakrae papa ba safa ho no hunu ni se abane de nani ekɔ hɔnom ɛno akyi so no renewable energy ɛhɔ so ohunu ne sɛ ɔman no de focus no ɛkɔ hɔ na yɛsɛmu kina yɛde hyehyɛ pagu akwan so na yɛsesa nneɛma mu a ɛbɛtumi agenerate revenue yɛsa revenue no ɛbɛtumi adi wɔn nsɛm na wɔn ɛka no ɛbɛtumi abɔ ho ban na ɛto mmɔnten so na sɛ Ghanafoɔ binom so ne wɔn nya adwene sɛ so wɔn no ne sɛ eba na manyofo de bia no de ye bia no enko amanyofo nkyɛn de ye bia enko amanyofo nkyɛn ɛno ɛne wo challenge a wo mo so efesi na yenya no a yebɛbɔ nkomo na ye bisa yenim sɛ as gracia no bi wo hɔ no a eba no sɛ obi kɔmra sɛ bedwa fie efie nan no ɛya ne nsa ɛka enti wo de sa pension scheme no eba na wo ba be S Gracia no de free honom anaso mo begye ne mienu yenim se omampane ne wote so yi ebra no wo bonto asam we last year e promise se S Gracia no be yi etisa de a na wenu yakwati kwan bia ne as a Robin Peter to pay Paul se ye be S Gracia no de free honom a ene yensan fan ko pension scheme e mo ana asem bi sabiam sa nya bia no senator yenim se dwuma ye ni bia etua senate na woten bia wakwa homegye mu no sa sika na sustain wa bo ho bra no omutua senator na so muntua enti form ben na sa pension scheme a wo mo ehihye no ebeteki sa ye de beka senate ne ho de ama wo mo anano we no ye special package ya MPC nko a na mo enjoy ya eyeyie na fobo ben so na ebeteki so bia wa betrem se bedwafie 4 years a enye se aban ne fa na dwumum eye ne constituents ene to abama no ene de komra se bedwafie eti yemisa se waba 4 years constituents say ye yempe obiem yasesa ho sa 4 years no pension package no ne sabeka ne sen ye ma ne sen ye tua no fie sen yesansa wo ye dwuma ye ni a wonim se wo be ye dwuma for best 30 years 45 years depending how earlier we start here benjuma and also shasiye etua o senate you know see pension age 60 years 80 pension scheme wo mo pre ama parliamentarians no modalities no den ye hia more briefing na ye hunu ba bia ye tina any questions a was ye bisa wo kire na ma me fa nko parliament na enra sade enkomodie no ekoye wo honom no yentie bi.
The matters under Article 71(1), when it comes to determining the conditions of service of a member of parliament, should rather be expedited so that there's clarity on what your compensation is as a member of parliament early enough. And out of that, you take responsibility for your own pension arrangements. We are asking ordinary people, business people, civil servants to plan for their financial future and to take responsibility out of their own salaries for taking up whether life insurance policies or other things. So instead of worrying about which arm of government is coming to or should be invited to come and provide seed money or underwrite or support us, I think, let's leave it to the committee to go and do their work. But specifically because some of these suggestions have come up, I think we should be focused rather on urging the leader of government business and the government to inform the president to deal with Article 71(1) expeditiously, so that it's not at the end of your term as a member of parliament that your salary is determined and then made as a lump sum paid for you. How are you going to pay your premiums for your pension? Rather have it done expeditiously. Then you as MP, you know clearly that your salary is 4,000 or 5,000 cedis. And if you are underwriting a pension scheme and you are paying your premium for it, you know how much you are deducting and paying. So, Mr. Speaker, I think it's a good request by the leader, but I think we should let the committee go and do its work. And I think that we should focus as a House, as members of Parliament, on getting our conditions of service right. And out of that, we pay our premiums and get our pension. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The pipeline is deceived into thinking that it is full of water until the GWCL locks the tap. And then it realizes that it is just a dry pipe without water. And that's what happens to many members of Parliament when they leave this place. In the course of serving, because of the opportunities that you have here, you may begin to even feel wealthy and look wealthy. But once that tap is locked, then the reality dawns on you. And like our senior colleague said, the reality only hits you, the one who feels it, not those who have been dependent on you, because they continue to think that you still have that opportunity to serve. And it is true that we have all faced it in our lives. You meet members of Parliament, and sometimes the shameful request, I call it shameful because it is demeaning of their status that they make of you, will get you thinking about your future in this House. So, Mr. Speaker, I agree with the leader of government business and the majority leader that it is an important thing for us to do. And I hope that this time around, the committee will perform better than the one that was set up during the 8th committee. I'm confident that the leader of government business will lead this and champion it and ensure that it is done. Contingent, especially on the years of service that one may have, done in this house, contingent on age at which this pension can be accessed, and also contingent on, different sources of funding.
Emra sebeje fie ne yekoye no nti mpanyifo ate so mo kaso wura mahama yarga drum kese ba no dani the majority leader ono na raise ye de etum ne ho komodiem nti wote yewura kojo ponkroma na Hassan Suyini wotu mu nyina nka and omo eka no tie yewura oponkroma wono de condition of service a was MPs benefit na no ni susu yim no was so mo ka ho asem yie na omunya ne yie say conditions no say na eka ampampa oman no de ma wo pepepe anase etosin se tosin dia e wo se ho wo mo fight wo ho no mo saka ni nyina edanchen so a wo se esanse mebeto hoyi omate bedwakuo yasa bedwakuo no ekọ akọhye adi ho nkomo na odi omodi emu ama ne nyina aba abeto fi hobiem na enkomodie na to aso na alasanso yin sususu se eye pa eyade pa yebeboa MPs etibinima de won so wo awutemi anopai won so said won so wodwene fa onu ne se they are deserving of a pension scheme wo mo eka ho asem ye no even though say enye me ne woto na yetua that is the proposal mo dia to enye to na me ne etua no ena wo mo yi mu sika ne bi e dia kwakọ fund this pension scheme no na mom no wo mo be hwe other avenues no eye carbon credits ena mo de nya sanfa so no e dia kwakọ hwe sa scheme wo mo ekan de ye be bisa ene say as gracia no what happens to it wo mo ye fi ho anase ho do they pay snit is it the case say wo mo nigidie sa snit pension no aye dwuma ya be mo sa security no daten na so mo hunu sa dia e na wo mo ye de fa snit ho say snit begina yie na enkoye wo mo MPs nko a obi a wo ya ban adwuma wokọ pension no snit betumi ahwe ne yie na ne daten aye papa na hoden so no abani pamu osikasemu sanse so hunu say enye effective until na open baby for frafadia na as parliamentarians no they have a lot of work to do mamni of say you be member of parliament kojo ponkroma eni enkobo honorable Martin nyame adom megide sa so ho ye
nyame adom
yada sene ebra wanya de ma ye nra ya hunu enkomodi ekoso concerning the pension scheme parliamentarian session some sabeka na mo breso makofie no mo so manya bebi kakra e de twetwa mo ho scheme ye kan how is it going to work ubetumi breaking it down ama yeti for
the time I'm in charity for yenye scheme bia o say yenye scheme bia. And now, majority leader, Mama Yaga, and now, or the proposal about say, or started doing choir MPs being a pension home. In Mr. Speaker, my ente Basun Kubi na omonko dream choir MPs be to me and ya pension be. Na omo a dream who you are, omo the banner said Parliament did to my idea, Juma. Generally request or the buyer. The more request ni we no one sign can same be can who say. Enta yenko for sika bi mfi sika bi a enche bi agana benya de friend carbon credit wo hwe yinua kakraka yensuo a aboama wiase nyina senia oshow eba climate change epeja amaya e wonnua ne nsuo kakra eboama enyu kakra ba no edu baby a wiase nyina to me chichi se mo de mo bo anka po twa omunua hye ma ma wiase ye hye no mo de mo bo we say mo dua nnua nkeka na ade nti mo credit kaka carbon credit kaka na tell me said it can nke bi ba ye nti bi mfen koye foto embo MP4 pension no foto na se ono na sem no MPs ni bi tre mo say mpo no ka o sa ban na nkata through finance ministry and a fiscal kakra the banner the book for no me nya kwanya kasa no some me kind names na back with the kind say me for so say yente committee no mo kohwe MP's pension scheme no me for so e asempa. Number 2, yinjama committee na committee no konkodwen e kwan a yebetumi enye sika e de aise adwuma no. E masa abre obi ntechere committee ni nsa say carbon credit ana yenko diska wo finance ministry ana yenko senate ana yenko say udi jama committee ma committee no konkodwen ho mo ni mpanifo nyina ni nkomo no mo mfa o masa mo bra. Nti mo bia ntechere committee ni nsa. Ba committee ndi mo tino mo kodwen. Demo number 3, because nkofo akeka carbon credit ni finance ministry no mesume waji nkyere was ade no. Memintia say ye dig Ghana carbon credit sika ene ye beka say de kwa akọbọ foto ama MP4 for pension. Ira Mahama oba no ose obi twa ex gratia mu. The uta ex gratia mu now say your money sika from carbon credit to the pension scheme. Say ne ade corner. It is also be twa mu atwam. Ne ntia say clearly say aban no enye o man na aban no ene de foto to ho say mfintua MP4 say omu kofia because we try exgratia mu na kofa carbon credit but say the same thing no onya re emum teacher for net for doctor for your catch room nyina say woji waketu ya tibitu nche na for your pension apart from their 8 hours net one kasa out to me you tier 3 tier 2 one kasa crowd to me life insurance policy one chain enti media whilst I made to say the committee ma committee in kodwen enti committee in nsano se people start suggestions are yanya dream say enye right to say ye beka kofa carbon credit sika and now say ye beka say finance ministry my sika ye an arm of government on our own rather no your MP no ni salary na my MP no ono ankasa nti salary ni bi so so be tier 3 so be cost senate so be private o hwe no nye na say obeka say ukofa carbon credit sika and now say ukwa ye a friend is saying uko discount finance ministry there any dada no ana o ye won say ase kosi konso onyankwanti aho edini no wanse san say esgacha wetwem but wakwa ko first if carbon credit we say na ye nada nti rather no to your MP ni salary no one take responsibility send your teacher for you send your nurse for you send your doctor for you private adwuma for you no one kasa on take responsibility no nye the pension and on fund it. So even Parliament made a collective scheme. Na MP no a fund there, na MP no a fund it. The problem is that yet hey, when him say MP be a salary. When him say abna.
We be a salary. Okay.
Because a man say Parliament started was some penalty committee. Na committee na determine MP for salary. MPP ni NDC nyina de aye ne say ba bremu a yente committee no ntamo ya aban ne be ko na wie nti we so bo say 2028 na fi no mate committee no nti from 2025 January ya kopim 2028 no ma MPs salary on account and I say pan say allowance bia bosumi bia na am 5000 seje na o man pani be te committee no ma yehu salary no say 2028 say abino ethic committee na committee na say oh say nka MP no ne salary 10,000 let's say aka 5,000 na meboa no makani na boom etua ma obako uwie na okwa eno me fa na ex gratia no
okay
obi te ex gratia o feel say bia sika pudo bi na eda ho na after waje o salary no ye twa ma o say jeko there bi MP ne salary abino MPP ni NDC nyina ye guilty ye determining them nti ye me ma on account abani be we no maka bo mine back na wo ye ne saa e be den MP netumi akoye insurance bi ana se wakwa akoye pension bi nti rather no yira yarga woni o mampani o so be check gratia ni ma ontwam na mum no on introduce salaries no eni ya no bi en hu se ni pay 7,000 and 6,000 no nyi sa pay ni bi no fenye ni pension nkoma enra ye di o parliament no ewie ye no parliament at committee no kwa kodwen aba o mkoba ye wombia ebe ho
okay yabeba as gracia no so na mayenhwe edien na mobetumi edia justify say a member of parliament is deserving see ebeye a pension scheme edi amano edien na mano ye so exceptional with MPs e was munya bibi separate from the general senator ye nyina yenim no
Well, first of all, me case yenko different one from Senate. Committee no na ekwa akodwen se kwan ben na MPs so betumi anya pension scheme. Yen form Senate mu ana yenye tier 2, tier 3, ana omukra bi yenye tier 4 ma ana yem omukra private friend say life assurance, another life insurance program bi. But what I say, I feel a committee in a quackodrin. And not in a case, Mobia and Chichiromonsa. Omukodin, Omutiti, and Omuti justification. No bomb Macatan, so your codin, you know. Over a number of years, I also contribute to ABA and Neta 4 years, no end so. Into ABA MP, no question it any year. And now say ABA, Omukoba or so, and for 4 years, no, bet me a specialized ABA Masnet. And I be also 4 years, no, Senate, and I will say a special one be mano. Na ono etumi disika ahye mbosumi bia wi ane achechire amano no etumi di akọ ye buy last 8 years last 4 years ye mu bebre ye private insurance me say me ye private insurance bosumi bia no ye mame allowance am take kakra de kotu enti parliament ni ende ye no minim kakra metumi anya wo ho se nkamansa mabio ma minim kakra metumi anya wo ho enti sa option no ho I feel a parliament as an institution, person a general. A mom can no yeah, private a bit me at Robs, a thing, a enemy. Obi so few say be a snit, you know, a bay, honestly to me actually. It's really not committee, not to me the recommendations about.
Matthias, na as Grace ya oboso no mame enche yira mahama ya gameno no ebekwa kodi enkobosisi ya. Orayaga, leader, Mathieu. Good morning.
Good morning. Who to say?
Nyame Adom. Pacho me do baba mu sese ya. Na me bisa es Gracia no. Se de wo chemu die na nye se mo so ma ye dwuma je katua na efie enan no eso ye no. Ya sanso de sikapudo bia kam ho. Enti se mode ye anase bi mode ye manyosem se ye be ye fi ho mo a. Na wo se hye foforo e ba be replace. Kojo sanete.
Oh, no, it's only leader.
The leader, the never scheme. Na maybe say as Grecian Chemo would dear my be another donna and tears, yes, sir. It's a near what breaking it down, say. More market you and I, your dear mamma, and pay you 14 as a dink, you know. You who said I could say a mamma 15,000 and your mamma 5,000 to 10,000 now. I come on, and Yakakabomo, dear mamma, and your mamma, Juma, Maya Susika. Yes, Sika be a bandy free, be a better much as a marine to Bunyan Kodi.
Because the emoluments are not determined early enough.
Yes, it is a banner sadia. Na as Gracia, yeah, Dabon, Tia will be a kind of Moji as Gracia, will be able to say Sikabuma, Mojia Codino. Maybe Sasa Senono, Obiso be ye fi Hodmoa. Now at the challenge, Bebre MPs.
Thank you.
Meaning, well, say, an old person also what they also would determine emoluments in them.
Okay.
You determine under Article 71(1), or you determine it early enough so that everybody knows what is entitled to. And then you pay. As you go in Nimutia, maybe I send you be a Ketia and what you until at the end of the term, no, unya sa lump sum salary na I think 6,000. Any amount on account 3,000. Into account 3,000 per month. Into your na boom at the amount. And no say utumi determine and term na utua and term month by month. So I be free up.
Mate.
A better idea kitwe BMC a friend end of service benefit. And no you say either 2 or 3 months for every year for the 4 years. And no kitwe be. But the chunk of it no and no na.
Okay. Mahana say Mr. Yaga, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. So we are discussing the proposal you brought yesterday to Parliament concerning the establishment of the pension scheme for members of Parliament. What brought about this proposal?
MPs, Omo Juma for 4 years now. Omo Juma no, now Omo need pension. Now you say over the years, Osha. Over who MPR, where Juma, what your salary ne, what talk Land Cruiser, what that dire, are comfortable, or migrating the family from on the hometown to Accra, because as I say, his family and you're close to Sir MP no. Any year MP no losing election, life becomes very difficult. Never be omo kase MPs was sika MP was sika. MPs be omo nesika. Through election time, MPs are fundraising in order to campaign. So time no. Now, also, omucha chesika, omucha niema, tailoring machines and all those things. A lot of the time, supporters are not financiers, omubuomo, and your musika. So that impression, or how to say, oh, MPs omosika, so are they now omuye pension. But the truth is that, wow, more consensus no communities now, more MPs, former MPs, war. Mobile testify say sometimes you feel very embarrassed about the condition of Nipa some time ago. Who say why a hero, why sacrificing your country and all those things. So the pension scheme is to cater for the welfare of MP after Wajajumano. Now advantage I want to say. Yeka bribery, yeka corruption, yeka MPs not paying attention to Juma and say Omoye. Ushe Ghana we are. If anything is not working well, Utrisia, Ubetimia Kase, it is because Parliament Omoye Omujuma. If taps no ain't running, electricity, life. A lot of the time, yes, executive now omo responsibility say omo fa nimano bra, but a parliament juma to follow up, insist, demand, think through it, more suggestions, and omo yejuma a parliament responsibility say yen discipline omo by sometimes even passing a vote of censure against our ministers no. And a do level parliament cry, say president cry, you better sanction because 1 year year. So parliament to me year money year. Never be brave wo you better me my pressure so that agencies know, ministers know, omujuma kama. But resources are MP no peno, omunya sa resources no. And sometimes MP need to calculate say, hey, me judge what will happen to me? How will I take care of my family? So if you don't take some measure to make the MP comfortable, now we say, oh, MP no bribe, no reject to bribe, and affected because maybe I retire on my salary or you call retirement. MP's pension fund will various minimum. Maybe every month some money maybe to me share my family myself. No medical emergency no because of medical emergency. Parliament pension fund no they protecting me. So local parliament person who bribe MPs with 5,000, 10,000 he will not see it as anything because he doesn't need that money.
Okay.
He doesn't need it desperately. Who is the idea maker? So the mechanism is to protect MPs and in the process also protect the public so that more MPs are more elected core parliament. No, they will be well catered for after they've left office. So there will be no need for them to, be vulnerable and then bribes and sika kete, just so that accumulated sika so that the day Omoja Juma at least they can have something to fall back on.
Okay.
So it is an anti-corruption fighting mechanism. That's how you fight corruption. You build institutions. Institutions are Burma MPs know to feel independent, self-sufficient, and vulnerable to petty bribery. I'm not saying that alone bet me and the bribery, but different levels. And MPs they bring person jumana kama.
Okay.
And so it is important say assist to be able to do it. Now, point I maybe say me here before you come in is that it is important for the public to know that pension scheme I design it is not going to depend on public funds.
Mm-hmm.
And yet taxpayers that's what we are very careful about. And yet taxpayers there's something called international carbon credit market. So who taking measures ever reducing CO2 emissions into your environment and now who taking measures ever to support carbon sequestration. That is to say, who planted trees in your country ever to assist this initiative no. In the international market, over to trade credits are obenya for planting trees, credits are obenya for insisting that instead of using thermal powered, diesel generation equipment, using solar. All that gives you credit in the international carbon credit market. Over to trading, and then it gives you money. So, per se, Sika ever back Ghana through such mechanisms, a certain percentage and fund no yebe timia for pension no for MPs. And idea no you say if you tie MPs pension money to more trees being planted in the country, Ube say MPs no omobe serious across the country in ensuring say you're planting more trees and not just planting, but you're nature trees no to grow and then generate carbon credit. You better me for more pension.
Okay.
The same way, I'm very serious about ensuring that companies, behave in a way and pollute environment. No. The same way, I'm very insisting on government generating electricity through, say, solar and other renewable sources. Will lead to more environmental and sustainable situation in the country. So a incentive now, I'm thinking that Ghanaians should be applauded and say, okay, some mechanism way, because and over the years, attention of politicians to do those things. So politicians almost say, if they plant trees, when they go on retirement, they will benefit. Once they are empowered, they will make sure that the trees are actually planted. And once the trees are planted, they benefit in terms of environment. So that is the mechanism. We say, discuss it, but Sikanu is not going to come from taxpayers' money.
Mate, na baby na me pesa me hwese MPC na before coming to parliament and ehojumadi no wede yana omo was senate so etua dada beka say they were gainfully employed and I say bi o man kasa yo madwuma and omo tua senate ebi bebre na ba no omo de sabi ra parliament
social qualification of anybody to contest as MP being a member of SNIT and paying social security contribution is not one of it.
Okay.
So that cannot be an issue when determining the pension of the person. And also, Osha, if you live your life, let's say, me started parliament since 2005.
Okay.
That I know, me 31 years. That is about 20 years ago. Many time maybe join parliament juma. When you live as a parliamentarian over the period, your lifestyle, not just like the obedi and baby obeda, but early in the morning, me school fees, me hospital bills, me rent, me operation surgery, boame. You get used to helping people. It becomes part of ODNA. Say you wake up, you have to help people. The day OJ Parliament and you don't have an income to help people, it can be something very miserable. So, Sika, you care about MPs, it's not money for themselves. It's just to maintain you in your situation in life. Uko retirement or now of fear. The same constituency, vote for 20 years of parliament. No, don't think that they will be coming to you every day, making demands, seeking assistance. Church, mosque, football club, constituency, youth clubs, they will be trooping still every day because project you to a certain stature in the community. And you cannot wake up one early morning and say, oh, you know what, because me lose election and me retire from parliament, they are more permanent to me and continue.
Okay.
So we want to maintain your stature in society so that you can continue to be helpful to your society, and then you continue psychologically to be okay.
Yeah, and the question is said, "Dear, what can you know? Yenim say ya dear ekoso. Tiada na wankasa wakatu ya na wojie no. Wotumi enyi bi sa wode senate to nchen a. Ebi eye tier 2 mo ene tier 3. Ebi krompo tumi eye insurance package mo ho ebi after retirement. Adena mo consider some de was se on minor and the ye emamo na adese de omankasa ebi omakatua na eba no eno no mo fanye emomo why MP so special attend ordinary Ghanaian no member of parliament na.
But that's the point Mayor initially said. And yet on minor on way we are innovating and creating a source of revenue.
But sasika no your minor meba o sasika ya ye kan no at the end of the day yes on minor project as on back on ebetumi ama ye nya sa sika be free ho no mo aba no ebedura enka ebeka se free SHS yebetumi di bia fa ho lip ye omo manyinyi omo titifi omo nya sika emfa ne dia omo da ban akatua so omo kakra yi yebetumi di afa ho ema enya adwuma yebetumi di akwose ho but MPT say sika ne ba enyo bi tax de na so mo fa nkoye scheme ma yen. Are you being fair to Ghanaians?
Indeed, Ghanaians omo benefit more than the MPs no. Sisi yeah, exploiting source of revenue. Just a few people now are participating in the carbon trading mechanisms. So you need laws to govern carbon credit trading. If you some framework and yet necessarily government seeker, no. Me co planting me forester. Me bet me farm me forest. I'm access carbon credit maybe to me and then maybe use our carbon credit no and I'll go and trade in the carbon credit market and government seeker. Maybe government bet me tax sa income no but a messica. So for instance, there were 276 members of parliament. You started our project no. You bet me task every parliamentarian say every year, you per se, at a barest minimum, will develop 5 acres of, trees planted. Not all nature, trees. No. In 4 years' time, MPs no alone, on Wetmania, 5 acres multiplied by 4, multiplied by 276. I mean, can you imagine the number of acreage? Yebenya, as members of parliament, a low year initiative, in addition to other initiatives.
Okay.
And because, let's say that, Cecilia Ghana, you're serious about, your levels of CO2 emissions. But once MPs know say, there's some percentage of Sasikano, now over to me, if today Ghana is gaining on, let's say, 10 million from carbon credits, we will be motivated, both sitting members of parliament and ex-members of parliament will be motivated to put in so much effort that instead of 10 million, you move it to say 100 million. Now, who say MPs no, Motimia move at the end of 100 million now, move for 20%, fascia more MPs pension fund. Who say, whereas Ghanaians were gaining only 10 million from carbon credit, and out of the 10 now, let's say government was getting a tax of only 10-20%. So maybe just 3 million. With the effort MPs will now put into the carbon credit regime, no, Yebetimia graduated to 100 million. If they take 20% and put into their pension fund, we still have 80 million into the economy. So overall, as a country, you be gaining enormously by just paying attention to that source of income. Because as it is now, there's hardly any attention being paid to that source of income. So the whole idea will benefit the public the more because we will be motivated to put in a lot of effort. And that could become a major source of income into the country. And then MPs will now take a commission and put in their pension fund, and then they too will benefit. And then Ghanaians will benefit more from the MPs feeling independent because, sure, corruption, there's corruption.
Okay.
And then every year we lose hundreds of millions of dollars just through corruption. And secondly, there's wastage. And every year we lose hundreds of millions of dollars through wastage. If you have a well-functioning parliament with MPs really doing their work, you can cut down all those waste. You can cut down the corruption, and they can save the public purse hundreds of millions of dollars by just being efficient as a parliament, by just scrutinizing closely. For contract by parliament, we can scrutinize, and then if the public was going to lose 100 million, effective scrutiny can actually reduce the loss, let's say, just some 20 million. You have saved the public 80 million. So overall, look, we will benefit directly from the development of the carbon credit market, and we will benefit enormously indirectly by MPs being very effective and efficient in doing their work.
Okay. Then say, Metsiasie na yebema atiefo nya de wo kanase a enkobase bia sika kakra na mo sede ye wonua na ye siesie mpotem no ba ban ho awode mamo ayemo na mo ba be ye mo project na sa project mama mo ho be semfie nan emfi nan no so na adrum pempe so ayenya no dodo mu a mo be apply na se mo de be ko akwaje sika no na mo de ba be ye mo scheme no sa na wo kire
ka no simple na métier.
No
simple question. How then? Yeah, but catch you no one say me ye or him.
Mama nya no ba ko
buga we na mente question.
Me pese me dia wo kire mu no me bone tofa na atie 40 ase ese enye se ba bia mo hwanim se funding ne ebefiri no enye se your money sika and then yes sika bia wo se eba on mine ho na momo no eye project parliamentarians e de besi money so na ma hwe se mo amwo mo ni omo so a e wo fie no e de ho be se ma adue nnua na ye potem no yetumi enya sa credit no na no na de sika ne beba e na mo de djuma no sa na tie oti ase
e one of the sources
and other sources ni be e de
other sources, for instance, we a factory and they say we operate a factory no in such a way that you less pollution into the environment.
Okay.
But businesses they are not complying. So there's a lot of CO2 emission going on. Yeah, responsibility to make sure omo comply no. Yes, so money
yeah.
Now, my incentive say, uko money year. Na 100 Ghana cedis, yebema 20 Ghana cedis. Are you getting the point? Oben who say, Nipono omobe set up. Na omoye jumani ye. At the end of the day, as an economy, yebenya sa 100 Ghana cedis no.
But haya no, alright, haya no, maminyina ha kakra.
Commission.
Yeah, maminyina ha. Say parliamentarians, enimu say ya jumani ye. But parliamentarian ayinani onyeni ye pe dia wokan. Does it take say I was say nya bibi anase ade bi parliamentarian nim so we be benefit from it and sana wa ye na dwuma. Is it not disappointing to hear say ye the way be kan wa onim so benya so fa so nti ene ma menyere me ho na ye mamra no enye dwuma so dey be benefit.
I don't know the
day.
Disappointing. At the end of the day, sorry, hold on. At the end of the day, or country, it is a structure or business. No, that is the business of running the country in such a way, incentives to workers to give up their best. What the idea no? For instance, all company, no, let's say Adom FM, or more structure or income in such a way, more advertisements in addition to your salary. When you more advertisements are over Fabra company na you have 5% of SAR revenues, even though salary. Employer no employs now our fixed salary amount, but because for incentive you will perform higher and above the rate at which you're performing. That is how you run a system and institutions. In such a way, incentives to people to do well for the business and to do well for the economy.
Parliamentarians asem na ye kan yo de oso kokko semra na me mete hayi medemra no ye dwuma wo na wo semra no wo twa incentive na wa perform e no na wo sa na wo kire yin.
It doesn't matter whether a parliamentarian and a MD of company. Why do you think that private companies are doing very well, but state companies are not doing very well? But the whole idea of the state forming a company is to do well, just the same way private company will also do well. So the tools are private sector using to make the company do well. It is also important for you to also use similar tools so that the state can also do well, because when you do well, there is more wealth in the system to be distributed. Yeah, you can't about Singapore. So Singapore, Singapore is doing very well. Singapore, run a country like a private company. Ministers are at the end of the year, generating a certain quantum of welfare. There is an incentive package for all those in government for growing GDP by a certain percentage. Are you getting the point?
Me too.
So because of that, Uber will say the ministers and government functionaries will all put in their efforts so that Singapore economy be a year and the growth levels be high, because when the growth levels go very high, the ministers get a higher remuneration. You get it?
Okay.
If you go to America, you go to all these big multinationals, they have what they call the bonus system. If you do well and the company does very well, you get a bonus. If the company doesn't do well, you don't get a bonus, even though you will get your normal salary. So it is an incentive scheme globally has been acknowledged to work. If you talk to HR people, they will tell you that these incentive schemes tend to do better overall for society than when you just sit and say, oh, but I paid you a monthly salary. Why haven't you done your work? I mean, you pay people just their monthly salary. You get the productivity that they think you deserve for paying them their monthly salary. But if in addition to paying them their monthly salary, you say, I want trees planted, and if the trees are planted, I will sell the carbon credit, and I will give you, what do we do there?
Okay.
Business continuity.
Mate, all right, Arga, as a leader, a be sir as Gracia, your mampani, Cass, obey a few honor, and I say, and I'm so now pushimo, a mamode, a pension scheme, a basse, and no free a best support. Is that the case?
Sorry, can you ask your question again in English?
Baby, so mampani say boss says Gracia obey the free honor. And a business to say pension scheme a mode bay as any yes, so mampani boss and say bay juman podia yempa before from here.
Can you ask your question in English? I beg you, I really can't.
Okay, so I am asking if you intend to replace the S Gracia, which where Ghanaians were told that it would be cancelled. Are you replacing it with the pension scheme?
Oh no. There's been no. To tell you the truth, the whole thing called S Gracia doesn't exist. It is a wrong word that has been used over the years, and MPs haven't taken time to educate the public on it. There's nothing like ex gratia. What really happens is a back pay. It's a calculation of your back pay. And then, some gratuity, which is 3 months of your other 4 months of your salary, that is added and given to you. But a lot of the money, sometimes 80 or 90% of the lump sum that people hear and then they are screaming, is actually, your back pay. I think our head coach upon trying to explain that.
Yes,
to you.
we got it.
Yeah, so that is what it is. There's really no something like ex gratia or something. It's just a nomenclature that has been misapplied over the years. But then the whole idea
of ex gratia, if it doesn't exist, how come the president promising Ghanaians in March 2023 or best crap or ex gratia? Where from that?
That's what I'm saying, that it is an expression that has been wrongly used to describe what is really a system of back pay. And yesterday, if you monitor the debate in Parliament, MPs were calling on the president, instead of waiting till the last weeks of the life of a parliament, to now set up the committee to determine their emoluments. That should be set up at the beginning, which is really what is expected or anticipated in the Constitution. So that right from the beginning, the what do you call it? The conditions of service of Article 71 workers are known, and so they take it. If that happens, trust me, at the end of the term of members of Parliament and other workers under Article 71, you will hear the word ex gratia. That's what I mean. But I think that what the president was talking about is the whole system that Article 71, establishes. And so he's talking about us having an independent emoluments commission, because Article 71 discriminates in the sense that it creates a category of workers, public workers, whose the mechanism for determining their income is different from the rest of public workers. So the idea is that the discriminatory mechanism put in place for determining the emoluments of public workers, which is the political class, ministers, and even the judiciary, they are part of it. Okay. Independent constitutional bodies, they are part of it. So the idea is that why do you discriminate in determining the incomes of these different categories of workers? Because they are public workers, even though of a different character, but then also the civil servants are also public workers. So the actual political promise is that instead of having two different the emoluments of the two categories of work, essentially are all workers, we will make it a one merged pathway, so that we're a civil servant, we're a politician, by way of member of parliament and our minister, we're a judge, all of you, your conditions of service will be determined by the Independent Emoluments Commission. And it will be independent and not a committee. For instance, here, the mechanism is that President no best set a committee. So he has set the committee. Now, committee no be determine or no president or no emoluments.
Okay.
And then determine parliamentarians, emoluments, and determine the emoluments of judges. Then emoluments no, former president. Now one determine one approve it. Ne parliament so ne or no ministers emoluments no. Now omo former MPs na approve it. So the argument is that say na bako president no, he is the leader of the party voting as independent as parliamentarians. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
So and the president also is normally the head of the largest political party with the most numerous members of parliament. So we can scratch each other's back. You better and he will do it for us. He too, his own media, so more approving the way I'm structured,
Okay.
Mommy. Do you understand the argument? So what John Mahama is saying is that some mechanism MPs bet me scratch president back, no president to bet me scratch MPs back no. You be jai some mechanism no. You be establishing independent emoluments commission. Omube independent, so that Omube determine both the conditions of service of the president, the MPs, and all the civil servants and the judges in this country.
Okay. Mate, medase, but a ban of pension scheme now, the committee now, omo ekwaye juma how soon, and more shares of baby at the report about.
Oh, Yama, I think 45 days, Omunja Omujuma. Omio Omujuma now, Omuye now, my report.
Okay.
Because we need to start work. If we want to start developing afforestation, if we want to start looking at all the areas of environment where there's pollution, we need to start work now so that in 4 years' time, we would have accumulated enough carbon credits to be able to sell and create a significant pension scheme. Look, let me give you an example. Cecilia, we are High Court judge. Even if you were appointed as a High Court judge when you were 60 years, and you sit there for an additional 5 years and you retire at 65, are you getting me? You go home with your salary. For the rest of your life, if you live for another 70, up to 70 or 80, for the rest of 25 or 30 years that you are living on this earth, the state will keep paying you the same salary that you were taking when you worked for only 5 years as a judge. Now, you can be a member of parliament for 20 years. Now, the constitution says that a member of parliament is equal to a high court judge. But you can be a member of parliament for 20 years. The day you lose your election, that is the end of you. You don't get anything from the state. If you live for another 30, 40 years, you are on your own. So what do you think the attitude of a parliamentarian will be towards bribe and somebody tempting him that, hey, look, collect this, and then go and buy a plot of land and keep. When you leave parliament, you can go and sell the plot and earn something. What do you think will be the attitude of that person vis-a-vis a high court judge when it comes to, shall I give the judgment in my favor? And then I'll give you this. When you go on retirement, the judge will say, oh, but I don't need your money when I go on retirement. I go on retirement on the salary that I take today. So I'll give my judgment the way I want it. So as a country, you build institutions. And you build the institutions in such a way that they will function the way you want it. And so you will have to put in incentives. And in this instance, we're even saying that we're not going to go and take your tax money, you have paid tax, and go and dip our hands into the tax to use it to pay pension for MPs.
Okay.
There's an area of our society that we are not seriously working to achieve results. So we'll tie the pension of MPs to results being achieved in those areas so that we can push and incentivize them to start achieving results in those areas for the generality of Ghanaians.
Okay.
So you achieve two things. You get independent parliamentarians, and at the same time, you also get them to pay attention to an area that hitherto had not been seriously considered.
So, Oriah Agape, and Chemua, what dear mind, the explanation you've given us, is it the case, as we speak, there were some MPs, they act or they engage in corrupt practices just to make ends meet or to get enough to assist their constituents. Is it happening? Is that the case?
If you go to the Corruption Perception Index and you go to the Afrobarometer reports on state institutions, you'll find out that Parliament is one of those institutions that the public does not trust. Do you understand? And part of the reason why the public does not trust Parliament is a perception that we either are corrupt or we do nothing about corruption or we allow our colleagues in the executive who are corrupt to get away with a lot of things. And the only motivation behind allowing corruption to go unnoticed is that you are probably sharing in that the proceeds of corruption. Do you understand the context? So whether you like it or not, there is some perception out there that parliamentarians are corrupt.
So are you corrupt?
It cannot be all parliamentarians. Do you understand me?
Are some of them corrupt?
But the issue is that there's a perception out there. I cannot say something that I cannot prove. If you call me and say, oh, I can't prove that a particular MP is corrupt, what evidence do I have? You get the situation. But I can point to an Afrobarometer report in which Ghanaians say they don't have confidence in their parliamentarians and their politicians because they perceive those politicians to be corrupt. The public cannot be entirely wrong. The public has been informed by their experience in their relationship with institutions. And so, whether it is true or not, it is a perception out there.
Okay.
But if we need to succeed, let's put in place mechanisms to deal with those perceptions. Why are the MPs bending over to do whatever the executives want? Why? Under the NPP, if you recall, 88 MPs came up strongly and said they didn't want the finance minister. Ultimately, they yielded to the executive. I'm not saying that it was based on corruption, but that you need to create a situation where MPs sitting in parliament don't really fear their counterparts in the executive. You get it? And if we did that, we will have a better functioning democracy. And part of the mechanisms you should put in place is also, well remunerated and well taken care of parliamentarians.
But I know you also agree with me that perception is totally different from reality. That's why I was asking if the perception of Ghanaians.
I cannot agree with you that perception is different from reality because there's no smoke without fire. Do you understand me?
And has there been
no smoke without fire?
Has there been smoke in Parliament?
Listen, when people perceive certain things, they cannot all be wrong. If it's just one person, fine. But if you carry out an Afrobarometer survey of hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians and they all come to the same conclusion, there must be something that is informing their perception. And we in public office are doomed to fail if we stop listening to the public and then how they perceive things. As a government, you must pay attention to how people perceive the situation in the country. Otherwise, you wake up one morning and laugh on the wrong side of your mouth. That's how the MPP lost as miserably as they lost. They kept pretending, it's perception, it's not true. When you say, people say there's corruption in the system, instead of sitting up and doing things that will reduce corruption or eliminate it if possible, we say it's a perception. And then the people say, okay, we are telling you that there's this in the system, you are telling us perception, no problem.
Okay.
Election is coming. So we are not going to sit there and be saying this is perception or that is perception. When you say there's corruption, we say, okay, how do we give an incentive to the person who is perceived to be corrupt not to be corrupt? Then secondly, how do we punish the person who is perceived to be corrupt? And then how do we give vent and opportunity for the person who is alleging that another person is corrupt to come and tell us what he knows so that we can really probe into the matter and not just get some communicator to go on radio defending everything hook, line, and sinker.
Okay,
if
Speaker.
you start behaving that way, you are charting the shortest path to failure.
All right.
Please, I'm going into a business committee.
Yes, but this is. I know. I beg you. This is about health. It's about health. Wow. Na kame person who say US aid say ye kase omo aid na omo de eba. Africa, Ghana, as we speaking, Ning Qatar, and paying for the come enjoy online edaho. One more just $138 million, and is Ghana, Shasan and Sabekan for US for chain, yeah, Babebua malaria, offering can be paid because say, yeah, parliament, or more parliamentarians, or more pension scheme, one more Shasan Kayan consider no. Nami bisa a man attention, Kalida and raise you with fear or Nayan share. It sounds HIV AIDS, and Noa Eba. Ni na ekasa edi hu bi na eba malaria sade ye sha ye ko malaria e wo ye side ha se ye nura e wo se ba ne ade ni nyina e part of sa edi no eba no enkwada apomuden ene e mapinfo ni nyina sa edi ni nyina no reliable information HSA US kate sa edi no nti sika na koman no ekope e dia be support no enya de yensa ebeka sasika no nti de na parliament ye de afa ho sanse ba ye over by say every week in ye yente ho asem parliament raise ye we try to even get resource persons to speak on this yenyo bia but ye just say hu ye mamen kan sa hu de maya pomoden is as our US man pani awaba no AIDS any cat bebre na ekoso no Africa and bebe the brand yenim HIV sa antiretroviral mreya ebayi eni ade na se nei oso wokate na woso man nankasa pekwan obefa so nye ne sika ede akofa zanro ni nyina ede aba you should know say nyama bia ansha dark days ahead will be predict say doom emra but I was saying penyefo Ghana Health Service and the health ministry no omo meka bibi enkyere yen said de ebobo ba no anu ye no ye den measures ben no de gu akwan so say sika yanka ye kwa akwa fi US omo so makate emma biem no ye de hihye ba komiedum yensa we na gu akwan so say ye betumi de aso no ya enkodo ye say nro no kra HIV no ni mabiem o na omo mu da enro no so no no mo de fa hefa na malaria campaign na ye nura ye de ko ene ade no so no ye se bi mabiem o na ye te ho na drum pempen so say che ho akwatwe ebi ni ho shortage aba na ye de fa he enti no ye one thing na yes pretty say parliament the ministry of health and Ghana Health Service omon kasanfa ho na ye hu the way forward. It's about your health. Sansi kame boss we so shema USA de no more foreign assistance more edeba and from the report no out of Sasika we know over $69 million and the anka eco health sector ho ama ye health no jane na so omomra emechimo mayen na ye hunu the way forward. It's about health. It's about yaka HIV AIDS, yaka malaria, yaka child health, yaka maternal ne mortality any ade no a ni nyina no issues a of concern e ya pomuden efa ho enti say manya leader kra na say wi a me amebo modern forward dia ma no omo raise your parliament na yehunu sedia ho sam sote wo honom Dwaso Nsem dwumadie ena wuti na haya Adom 106.3 na mamenkai wo ese absa egusoa ema besia adwuma bi ekita wo se wana wo ye wadwuma anase baku adwuma mu a wo business bi ye agri business akwanya beda ho dia ma wo ye babu ya wankasa wo ye wadwuma absa eso ma besia ya betumi anya akosi 1 million Ghana cedi absa ena edi ema we no SME loans inti absa branch bi e ben wo no wo borra hon ma na wache absa se miam ye madwuma adwuma ABCD me hia sika na me de akosem na adwuma no emu atere absa bie ne tuma mu etwen wo discount omo ema na wonim say interest when say 10% wunya wo babia agise absa or see your story matters boremu na nyomo enim komo over the years omasom ama enwuma ko bebre no a sika wo mo dia som adwuma titu sa wankasa wo ye wadwuma borura wo office bia absa.com.gh anasa absa branch bia ben wo no betumi adisan komo no ewo ho na game park games sika keteke no egusoa enam krom retinam na so enye sika bebre they also be yan so be dar sana 46 hash star 946 hash na eja wa follow we no pick one into pick one kane no na ka wotwa te 10 Ghana ye bo ho ema 26 times se se ye de ko 29 times aye de ema into be ka ho na edisika anopa no nkro awia prem to bre ena anwume no sie bia no ye to sakrade ewo Adom TV so wasi join a train no na epic wo lucky number ye pick one na ewini momula mopa ye de ma o edian na wo ye wo fie enkwan na wo ye fro ya wo ye say ye jollof say ye den enei oba bia Tasty Tom ena wodi ye aduane e wo fie wonim die ntia wo te kakra bia na ye bebre into wo service ka ebra wo use Tasty Tom ano so ede emaduane ye kama Tasty Tom enye yanu paste na ye de kala afra obewe na ye call da bi Tasty Tom yintosu papa fresh and kasa en ye dia ye momodian na ebeka ho akrade no so egusoa ya ekoso de wo so ye ne say wo beto de wo konkomu no 2.2 kg no na wato ubie ne tinu a ubehunu say wachede ehase bomodin beka Tasty Tom ho na ye nyina ye ni di kama na ye nya hoden ubetumi awini efi 5 e de kokosi 10,000 Ghana cedi ya Tasty Tom e de echewo over 70,000 cash prizes and a wahonoma wonsa ebeka tasty tomato mix was a bejo dear and she shake it to a be and na a daho a bejo dear promotion and a yinina ye dear niechima yeko tiwe mame yaba dear can ya de better so ye go so mrasebe fie na ye hwese ne mame Patricia Piaje ebekasa wo se mrasebe fie atonsa e dia frɛ emefa Hardcastle enam de koso ewo one owura Somodroji member of parliament Frank Adom entem na yene dom kuma no akandifo anase kandifo yoba yene no ebedin komo na fe yahye the way forward ene wono so ne view on de koso eno appointment committee Oliver Baka Voma wo e de achope mu woden akoma wom ehonyina yebedin komo no ama fa comment no eto ho mebekenkan mebasisia.
So we woba a wabie wankasa wadwuma obebunu a wo adwuma agribusiness fintech anasa agritech venture we ejema ye ho se wo hia sika dia hye wadwuma no na ye gidi se wasem ne ho hia enti na Mastercard Foundation ne Absa eka bomu ama wo bosia beye 1 million Ghana cedis a fibiara ense ho 10% per eneda so ani oha enchechemu edu a collateral nsem bia ni ho ye de bebru 1.3 billion Ghana cedis ahye more than 6,000 SME businesses mudada na wodia no ane diho fa wani chia yen SME project office Absa nkrabata bia ebenwo ana call absa.com.gh. Your story matters. Absa.
Jua papa bi wa mama husampa odomugu ahodo
medofo kwame sade wo si dominti no mete wo so a na ma sorry
wo manfo na edi wo madofo ho adanse no eye Adom FM che wo do ne shock wo dofo promo ai shock wo dofo promo. One number one radio station, Adom 106.3 FM. Adofo busumi February mu. Emu akwenya. Na washa udofo ni monyam. Dia obeye ni se. Ye voice note. Ana video. Ne di udofo no wadansiye. Dia mani ye sonko. Wuhia. Na udi nyuma tiatuo. Enfa honsa wane yede. Ana sa wane nyede. Dia hiya ni se. Ubetu odonyum no efri akumani mu.
Odobeni. Odopeni. Sodowe ina. Emema me.
Metosua, ma sorry. Me body ambrosa.
Send the WhatsApp number 053-100-3813. Yebesem near you mo dear Kakuma near Bonmo Radio so any social media platforms are hold on so. Hey, Adom FM Cherwood on a shock dofu promo. Shock you dofu promo. Adom FM. Yeah, tough.
Open koleja dia bibia wom ebema baby ho ye hwam ne ho atwa na da ne da nyina nani age ene na eno ani baby boy and girl kits baby boy baby girl kits no powder wom enko wom semina wom shampoo wom sapo ene de keka ho bebre ya hyeda ye se eniema wom bia beboa ama baby honam no atoso aye na ha kama okwa aya yi blue one no ye baby boys ne dia and a pink one so aya ye baby girls ne dia ubenya baby boy kids and baby girl kids our baby shops and cosmetic shop bia mu GC brand dia unim say aya wa wontreo FD agi edwadie nkrato yatum
ama na America ya me say na nsanse de kodwo ho na ma ye me de America kopese me na fofora bedware no me de semna wodo opi adware no nanso de tia nete na waso guardian ahwe wo tete guardian semna kokko no ana ane Unilever Ghana champion carbolic semna yi a dodo no afa ne guardian no ebo ho na mani ban finyare wa ho sese mpo de ya sesa ne din na ko live boy carbolic soap sa na ya semna dada no ade ane ne din pe na asesa ebo adwuma pepepe na menye bia towe obenya live boy carbolic samna to e wo dwomo anastos ahoduo mu ene me demirika ekoto bi wo na shop wa basesia live boy carbolic soap ye guardian samna dada noa ye chinidi what is a champion carbolic samna no say your friend live boy carbolic ana samna kwakwa Ghana fo ni je ho no say your friend live boy carbolic enye din foforo nanso adaso bo honamani bayan kasa afri mu a ema honamani nyarewa enti bodawro na kwaje live boy carbolic samna eneya FDA agi adwade nkrato yato
ya sadia babie mu Ghana fo
DBS Industries Limited for say, one more powder is one free. I want in the year free monto. Niana sober Tom roofing sheets a papa. Woman dear drama and sunimu biabi. One more baba boss woman, come. What yashi? Ain't you waiting any jism? Woman to miss one from what the free estimate. Kaisesa promotion if it's a prayer was it 31st December from OCCA. Accra number no 0240-844-444. Kumasi so dear 0506-004-141. Dakra dear 0506-004-242. DBS Industries Limited. Roofing Papa Fee.
Chedias from Kondia Mawudo for Valentine in Primwana. And your lecture landed the lecture love office number. A free brand papa ekosi and Yama Yatitsu. Yes, I'm a Chedia Bibri. For $8.99 Ghana Cities Beijing Nasco Home Theatre. Now board Dronyuma Wopepa. Now for $3,499 Ghana Cities Beijing and Nasco 1.0 AC. Now for June when you're running for $2,299 Ghana Cities Beijing TCL bedside fridge. Now for cool with champagne. No. For your 9 kg Samsung twin top semi-auto washing machine for surprise Wodofu. A 3,999 Ghana cedis to pay. MRM Visa Babekaya Chedia Kesia promo no now watching a busumubia. Koya showroom se wa Ghana fanenina. Electroland Ghana Limited. Ebia bakwa e one nemunyama efe. Nani boso dafen.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
Ready, what it's a CCM 112. Oh, yeah. Ready, what it's a CCM 112. Oh, yeah. Adom FM 106.3 Adom FM One tell you what Catch your man eye Adom FM One tell you what Adom FM
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
Ready, what it's a CCM 112. Oh, yeah. Ready, what it's a CCM 112. Oh, yeah.
3 a.m. Dwaso Nsem Jumadie na aguso awutie no. We no ye nyame adoma February Sokiodo eno ana yeguso de ema wo no. Enti wodofo bi na pese edane so na yehunu no na ye surprise no na ye kire no de waka se wani so de woyema wa eye ofe de ema odo no emreso eno ana se obeye video na wato odo nyoma ka ho na wasende aba 0531 003813 0531 003813 eye Valentine's Day 14 February and na ye be mom nyina sa surprise no entries no be aba and it's so interesting. Eye would just shock your door you go so at the mouth I say Ghana is commissioning and UNFPA Macambom etc. You fresh drinks, drink better, live better. Na messages be bring one about Facebook where you Dixon assigned to us. The bottom line is say MPs no man can squeeze your music no na omofa enye do mo de beye Nedia Wadiaba Charity or Dame was his sister na kwasie da way 2nd February me baba na woda Gadiela ya Jesiwa Amwakon and ye mene obey ye share the same birthday. It's happy birthday in advance to us. Dixon Mate me so me da se pa ene u feedback Wadiaba. Na Hakman Samuel Sabna catch on rabo se ya breno no nchechi mu tententen enya dia Ghana for ebefo sa proposal na wode ato no se Ghana for mfo so na Dixon na obisa se ebe de na ora Mahama Yarga betumi akasama mampani concerning the promise on His gracia no so watchire pa me gide se wote ase na eno chi so Boama Francis Wase na onde o hwe se anyebia na ban betumi abobesia sa sika na mo ka ho asem se wo mo bepede ato ho no aban betumi abomu besia wono ne message a wode baye no no na Hakmana Samoa so se proposal ne de ye na so MP so man kasa fo botom sika enkonkoye sa adwuma no owuso champion se parliament omonkonkoye adwuma na den wo de galamsey mento o brof na si o so mon konko ye djuma o galamsa na so mon konko ye djuma na o ntu galamsa ase brabiem wae o wuso tampon o message no menti ase na nana Kofi GH say this NDC MPs no more ankasa na ye for their own interest and not for the interest of the country ne dear no but when dear omo kan say no ye MPs na okay say for MPs no interest enye Ghana nyina matemeda say na afi Henry Kwedu was what tia yen was who MPs no masase o masase ne dear no Adrofo binum so ne eyoma woda na ye 30th January 2025 nyame yadom ochina na General Bosome no ye de bibia kogu na yama no babae na fe yesi Adrofo Bosome ni mu Ante kwa kunkansa PBC wasi bibia baye fine eyemre Mate also have a great day ene Adrofo amodima woda happy birthday to you so wodi enya me kamensa ena mente ya me so body nsem nshira yedie ene enkwatenten ene de mawo na wasi Stephanie oye ewo Wade Academy so tum ene na woda self nyame won hira oma yedie enkwatenten oma wunyine emenya 106.3 years na botai bi obo ade de obedua asase so ne staff oma no emremu o mame ene o papa owura ene owura yire oye na wo mo wish you a happy birthday no obo ade entene mu nkyerɛ oma won soma no ensen pa nyame enye okese happy birthday to Jennifer Akon our Promosi Logistics Department eho na odi ujuma Jennifer nyame won hira na omo akoma so ade nyina emrem empaye bia ya bono kokom no body ntie na onye so adwuma ema Jennifer Akon our Promosi Logistics Department o colleagues onyom wadwumam ene ye nyina ya wish you happy birthday wa kasa we efri homu kusum Sedu Mwazu Felix Buadu ena Kwame Obri omo nyina ena wish you happy birthday Jenny nyamenyo kese pa na a glorious birthday to my heartbeat and friend Franklin Kwasi Okulu your media general network TV3 was so pa na was stress obade entine ni mu enchewo na de bia don sabeka no enye ensira wo mani nyina ya yisa wo yiri ya yisa na e wish you happy birthday. Oh wow. And ya me yisa Adom Newsroom na e wish you happy birthday no do you wo yiri so do too much. Na so wo kwa ba wiase biem and yes ya yisa choose a life partner Ora Franklin kwasi okulu wo yiri se wa ananka obechusi wo so dododo enkwada ne nyina amenu veve jijo na elagbe wo mu nyina omo ewish wa happy birthday yedie enkwatenten na busuen de emma wo say you are the best thing that ever happened to them. Not just say they appreciate you, they cherish you. And to okulu have a blessed day. Ahwenye me aso me wish you a happy birthday. Nyamenyo kese no mai oma won kwatenten e mai pa. Now, where they are in advance to February born singing, and to say, February born, soon him dada, when him say, yeah, Bosuman and Casano. Ain't it now, if it was say, I want to say, board the home, sir. Nina, yet, yeah, it is all your February born in advance, and I'm a dema what say, we are blessed, we are special. Other months, no more, we are special. Nyame, on Shame, say, 2nd February, consider a bayema wada. Now, on Shira Ura Anson, ya, consider Bensia wada, quarters. Mr. Anson, happy birthday in advance to you, ate. Nyamenyo Kessia pa. Moa, Mamie see our joy news. 1st February, ayo no Anson, now, what Mamie see in advance to you. Na happy birthday to Felicia Amuzuvi. We photographer oba wotwamfoni eyimfoni. Yes, we the coolest, kindest person to say wasasi so. It's Felicia, happy birthday to you. Nyamenyo kese ne dai oma we de ne kwatenten 106.3 years. Any kwatente yes so bade emfa no mo wate won hye won kwana nyina na oma won soma enhyen me colleague fruit your camera department multimedia group limited and I wish you a happy birthday no Felicia Amuzuvi, have a blessed day. Na nyame yadom ochina Dwaso Nsem additional yede eba no enkoma yedie eye infertility se wo yo ba anasa wo ye bema na awo no emma what try pa na so nyinsen no emma edien niema edien na emma sa ohaw no eba wo so titiw ene ma ye bekasa de abesimu eye fibroid ene wo hwe research ene se de ekona wo yi emma du esi ho na wo se wo de wo mo eto scan so a emu wotwe ewo fibroid. That is the researcher aba ya wo hwe ma daily graphic within the week no a day report by ya mame bako ekasa fa ho eno nim se eka fibroid so a ayayade a abibrem ha se no ena gye hini pa etete ma mekan want the year so we ma do a emu wotwe ena wo fibroid especially oba wodru wo mamu oba wakofichire ekono eho ena ejina na yepesi bisa bia na wo no wo se media menibi ebia won kotwa scan ebia bibi fa won kwayar sabia ema yenye scan no ema won huye na nyina so no sometimes fibroid no etumi ede sasinto no ya ema won tumi nyinse no ede ba menim sa wo experience to say infertility yawa titiw ne ma ede ma bi ekom ene ade no ano den ntinyambo ochina yene Dr. Davis Ebedin komo Marie-Lucy Hospital wa ye gynecologist esanso Dr. Penya owo honom na fe waboa yen otina ye besua de enti eba no infertility de ba ohawo de ba de na wo fam obetumi ne yahye bebie phone lines na wo ma ye hunu ya ka bia kire wo ese wo sinto we ni saso nti no awo no emma anano nti na emma wo no emma eye asem kese ya wotina yetina se na yedi ho enkomo nti yana wajibre me number ne 0242 602021 se koba se owo eye any experience to share about infertility baby wo free baby wo bedru miracle bi ba wakwamo ema wunya eba anasa till date eba no emaye. We are ready to listen. 0242 602021 yana wa mamate wonka na ehye se eye de eye nkranse eye de odi ma obi encouragement anasa won so de eye adanse dia wo mo obi aresemu ni se eni da so honum no mani beje ho ese odi beba
Adom FM. One tell you what. Catch your man eye. Adom FM. One tell you what. Adom FM.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM. Adom FM 106.3. Tough.
Ready, what it's a CCM 112. Oh, yeah. Ready, what it's a CCM.
Motor Guinness say yento nkre wo de wa just imagine say when you chilled Motor Guinness na eja wo bieso na wo twigubu na wo twigubu na twigubu emu ye pa wo se adwene ni padwe no ene Motor Guinness esia ani eche se wo kokra abibia no pa bibia relax ni padwe na relax body no nkenka awia bo pa na wonya biasi wo nchen the taste no extraordinary it is shesa bibia no obema Motor Guinness abme wonya so a na wagye wonya de mu agyewo de achiele no no na ye ka ho asem yi na nya so nom ne keke vitamin B ewo mu pa ya eboa esiesie wo ma wo de bibia ya wo hia it ya na wa hye no so sa edema me wo se Motor Guinness we move man san can be baby bia wo enye na babia bebo rabi obia ya say provision shop on kwa de ne hey obowra mu lenda wa na se kokobremle mu a enye na de achile na waje na je wabobo bia gubo na Ghana Revenue Authority wo mo samen kancho se brason ye wo sa wo tax returns no wo de ba o mama bre no kokosi nyambo ochina ye general bosume no na wie ye da no nko na wie ye no na wo de nkrata bia ne de wo sa wo ye no wo de ho dwuma pepepe William says a twem na fan koya a fine of 500 Ghana cedi wo honoma ubetua and na da bia so be toso a 10 Ghana cedi for each day ya one submit returns no eti shane so ese nyambo ochina and na Ghana Revenue Authority domestic tax revenue division no ese emfanto ani mu refra anopa me kai wo But Modiana file and a penalty be a metoso, sans a quiet calling in a Nasican penalty no, na enyini. Bibia na pesa udin koma, bet me a frewoma afa 0200 631664 0200 631664 and na 055299 0000. Ubetumi akwa info@gra.gov.gh na enkita hodie nyina na to aso ho. Na telesource connecting energy so mo guso kai wo esa fixed broadband na yeguso a yedema inti so wo so dada na waja woto wo data no a obenya 300% bonus data on every broadband renewal ya wobeye na wa browse sanso and now your new customer so ubenya 50% bonus e wo data no na almost mind blowing offers so hon mo a wo de ma won nti ene ya switch to Telecel fixed broadband na e browse dial star 900 hash e wo Vodafone sim na kita wo no dial wo so na bibia enkoso yesanso obetumi so a subscribe e wo Telecel Play app no so na Telecel mo retail outlet na say www.telecel.com.gh e ho so betumi aye e wo hodom no aba beka on hye ketuwa bi e na e wo ho Telecel connecting energies.
See, I'm one so want to. Oh, yeah. Adom FM 106.3. Adom FM.
Ghana is commissioner aid ni ade eba yanomo kasaba funding na se funding bi fi ba bi na e woseba na koba ne se ya na eno so no edio hawo eneba eno any others a won so hunu ne se ekoso apesa wo share ye bie phone lines no na wode aba 0302 216 561 0302 216 561 and now 0302 216 562 0302 216 562 from me na yenin komo na kai ese absa esemi lono was your story matters in Tiabibia besia de opa absa and I was so do any echimo ho me first caller aba matching.
Yeah, Mr. Abna.
Me patch your frost and free fee.
Patch me the gift, me kasa free winiba.
Gift you.
Mr. Abna, me contribute about new way issues. No. They say no more who the way in results. No. Me pay court name be some. Almost 2 questions now. You know I'm on a one. How come say questions need to me out? So we did them now almost set it up. Almost 10 results, almost 10 way about. Which is no more 30 anymore. And so how come say, so the mamma and papa ye my way the farm. Or bet me up on the paper. And you all want some penny for almost 30 questions. A bit of the mamma and almost schools, not generally leaky. And so your best red down and penny for the say, the piano waste your time. Near time, Garden City, the school Garden City, Kumase. Esther Junction, almost try a paper, sir. Almost try a paper, today. I am not hammy. I am not hammy. Because almost set questions, but you know what be. The impediment for the teachers, no, I am a tomorrow. I may be in your normal my.
Okay. Mate gift to me that same for from Martin. Memo watching. Okay. Yango. That right. Yeah, she say oh beba. Now so de odia to Martin. Beba chotemenka. Okay. Otemenka. Me ba choti menka. All right. Ba hunu se nyambo ochina topic abade tumo no mi wia na wa frena yakasa wadaroma na yede no atoaso 0302216561 0302216561 and 0302216562 no ene number sa obefre ne topics no bibi so wo area na say of concern ya opesa wo hye so a obetumi ede atum na yakọ yanim ewo ho na wonim se ehyehyemu ene se de tie no nyame eyadom a ye 14th jumadi yede eba ne nyumako aboti dom no ye behwe se audios ne bi ene ade no so yade betutum na yabobo na afei wahunu se de obi ye ne de na wanso otwen so betie na ado de aba na yede no so ko Martin say ye challenge wo hodom nti naisha omodi ya na fe technical for no na afi ye nhwe na ye nkoso akasema no be se dumi no na de wo ho nyina no ye de abana wie Martin
good morning
ye fro say mame Millicent yetio
last year na
Millicent be patrol lower radio na ben wono lower mame why Mr. Wa Millicent
Mama
me too
Mpacho last year na nisumi wie ye mpacho ya hodi ya result ye school no English math and science nkoko senior high na me wie ye mpacho ya hodi ya result ni ense na yes ban omomwae enyesa the whole week to be close to the nyamete from munye bibin fa ho mai
Mate Millie medase memfa ofofro ewo ho Mate yango some ene na ye yahoboa na awana audios no ebi wo no ma aisha behwe mame
One tell you what. Adom 106.3.
Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM. Adom FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM.
It's a CCM 112. Oh, yeah. Ready, what it's a CCM 112. Oh, yeah.
ya bono kama na afi wonso so wate sadia etie no di still na okay ene na ye begina so na de wo ho nyina no ye de si anopai ama opd ba obebododo no a na watie sadia ekoye edian meje so ene abena pokua wenie madawa sese ojebreti yen Kofia San lead producer Dominic Kisi Yaboa etache Aisha Ibrahim Caroline Tatomu nyina etache na Aiwa 05 etwa yetum live on Facebook and YouTube DJ Wana na oboye nyom ode akwaba
wejoso medo
that's the saying
shock me
so shock na na eguso no nti ode shock me amam nyom
enyum na opere
odo ho nyom bia me de bia me okay
also do dey also go minim kaka at least
yes I to mama
na wo me person ka o lise BBS
David
ladies first
my voice so they don't worry
dey na say yes David mu yi mu ho afri mu sai
enra woni mu nyoma mato adwuma mu ha ne
oto enra nyoma na oto ye
enra
enyo to nyoma
na me to groovy mato kwadwantwe groovy
semede me do nyina mawa ubetimi asomu ye
to aso
adoye tiasio adoye ese mi you film the lyrics na kaka ba ni nyina na me de shock o yankopon ya Adom say nyina enim de wo pono so ye Adom FM chirewodo dwumadi ya de hihye so amagana fo wo munim odoti odo ase no we ni kwan ya fa so de arewode wo mo erinti so obi etie me anopa we ne se otemenka o be yobe oba no na watchre what send 1 minute video actually the entire was here celebrities our ba no
na wo abra
na wo yobe sa ba no where sa we su ye no fa yobe Adom FM sisi a
ne ehu de enti
e wo say ye celebrate wo wi a
yoba so na okunu so no na be ma na wo wa fa no onso waka ne ho asem de enti a o se fata say
ye celebrate no
ye soke no
responsibly
ye treat no special on ye Valentine's Day no
anyone bring na
numbers ne number ne dey
ese dey open temize no
dabi
shock odo de ye to ebo ase o odo de enye ne gidigidi
okay odo yen tiase wane boy
odo yen tiase o nana 24 9924 unim se obusa mbreko be na atro me so